This episode is brought to you by ShipStation and Harry's Razors. This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates.
Red hot comic book movie news, shooting up your butthole. The Weekly Planet.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Weekly Planet where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. My name is James, also known as Mr. Sunday. With me, as always, is my co-host Nick Mason.
Here we are. We're going to be talking about stuff, news,
Yeah.
events.
Yes. Current events?
No.
Uncurrent events?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Good. Would you want to talk about a current event that's set in a not current event? During a not current event, before now. How about
Yes.
that? Yes? Is that what you want?
Yeah, great. Yes. I guess. I don't know. This show's had a weird start already.
It certainly has.
Wasn't sure where it was going to go. The answer is nowhere, apparently. But let's fire it up. We're getting started.
Robin Wright Penn will be back for Wonder Woman 84.
Oh.
Spoiler alert for, I guess, Wonder Woman regular, not 84.
Mm-hmm.
She dies in that movie. She's murdered by...
Is it a soldier? Just shoots
Yeah,
her?
she gets shot by a soldier.
Yeah.
That's right, on the beach. That's
Yeah.
right, exactly, yeah. She loves battle, and then she gets in a battle. And
She's like,
shot.
man, maybe I don't like battle so much.
No.
I only liked battle really when I was winning battles. But now I'm not. It's a real turn up for me.
Certainly
I regret
is.
everything. I regret being an Amazon warrior woman because I'm dead now.
Do you think she's getting a second chance in this Wonder Woman 84? Do you think it's flashbacks?
Oh, I think it's probably flashbacks. I reckon there's going to be flashbacks to Wonder Woman and her in Themyscira, and she's
Yeah.
going to be like, but I don't know how to be a warrior woman, Robin Wright Penn, and she'll be like,
I'm the president.
just do more swordsmanship.
Yeah.
And she'll be like, okay, I will.
And
And then
I
later
have.
she'll use that swordsmanship
To win
to win
in 84.
in some sort of neon-drenched nightclub.
But if Steve Trevor's back...
Yeah, but you
in
can't
some
have everybody
No,
come
I
back.
know. I'm just saying, do you think there's just a possibility that she'll just be back?
I mean, I can't rule it out.
You can't.
Yeah.
But I
I'm
agree.
going to, yeah. I mean-
Flashback where she teaches her a lesson about wielding a sword and something.
Yeah.
And the power of doing a specific move.
Unless her and Chris Pine come back as some sort of 80s power couple.
Oh, man. That'd be
Like
a
they're
good
different
80s power
characters.
couple. Yeah, sure. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What if it's not Chris Pine? Like, it is Chris Pine, obviously. But what if it's not Steve Trevor? I think that would be interesting if it's just not him.
Yeah.
It's just a guy who looks like him.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was one of the conceits of the Wonder Woman TV series.
There was more Steve Trevors, weren't there?
Yeah, there was so in the first season was set during World War II, and Wonder Woman was in love with Steve Trevor.
Yes.
And then it flash forward, the second season was in the modern era, and there was just Steve Trevor's grandson, who was the same actor.
Right.
And it was
Grandson.
I think so.
It'd be son, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
I can't remember when those shows came out.
Sure.
I don't
70s.
know.
Did you
All
have
right,
a
probably,
crossover
all right,
with-
probably son then.
Yeah.
All right.
Did you have a crossover with Gilligan's Island?
Look, I can't rule it out.
We certainly can't.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
it
sure
looks
there would
like
have
that kind of
there would have
show.
been a scene where she's on Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, yeah.
And the skipper is teaching how to be a better swordswoman.
Yes.
You know?
I understand.
But the skipper, I don't know how to be the best Wonder Woman I can be. And the skipper's like, come here, little buddy.
Whapped with the hat.
With the hat, yeah.
Did you ever watch
exactly.
Gilligan's Island? You ever
I
a fan
must
of that?
have, but I don't remember anything.
I don't remember much of it. I remember watching...
I'm glad I could pull the skipper, because that's...
Sure. I remember them watching the Harlem Globetrotters play a team of robots on Gilligan's
Island.
And I remember thinking, what is this got to do with whatever this show is about?
And the premise always seemed to be that whenever there was a famous guest star, they would somehow manage to make it off the island. They would crash on
Yes.
the island, like the Harlem Globetrotters, and then they would somehow escape.
I
the
think this
regular
was
crew.
set after because
Yeah,
they escape
okay.
and then they I think it was a movie, like it was like a telly movie or something.
Back to Gilligan's Island, I
And
think.
what was really hilarious about this basketball match,
Besides everything.
everything, was that the robots were really good, like mechanically,
Mm-hmm.
at playing basketball. And someone had the idea of Harlem Globetrotters to be like, use all your Harlem Globetrotters tricks. And they're like, oh yeah, we should. So they hadn't been using them. And then they're using the ladders and putting
Yeah,
the ball,
right.
doing a flip and whatever they do.
Yeah,
you know
for
what I
sure,
mean?
uh-huh, yeah.
And all that kind of stuff. So there you
You're right,
bloody
that is
go.
incredible.
Incredible. Yeah. You'd open with that, wouldn't you? I mean, that's what you do.
Yeah.
They'll bring a little trampoline onto the court.
Yeah.
Like, there are no rules.
Why aren't we using our Harlem Globetrotters tricks? I mean, they've worked literally every other time.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say you went and you saw the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah.
Is it them? It's them versus the Washington Generals. Is that their opposing team?
I don't know. Because I know when they came to Australia, I think they just played
They just
Some
played
local
NBL
bands.
teams.
Yeah, they just played some NBL teams. Yeah.
So historically, I think the Globetrotters have they always win by a massive margin,
Right.
except every once in a while there's an upset, and the
Okay.
Generals win by some happenstance, and it's a
Ah,
real.
it's a
Which
real
would you
situation.
prefer? Would you? Because why would you go to see? I don't
You
know.
go for the tricks, I guess.
Yeah.
But just show me the tricks. If
Yeah.
they were just like, we're going to do 15 tricks, and these are the
Yeah,
tricks
that's
we're
right,
going to
yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't need a narrative.
But I would rather have them. I would rather there be the Harlem Globetrotters and another team
Yeah.
that are equally matched. Like, what's the fun of?
That's a really good point. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Look, but I mean, they've been going for 60 years or something. So
Are they still going?
Yeah, I think so.
Presumably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, just show me 15 minutes of tricks.
Yeah.
Look, to my eternal shame, this weekend I watched some amount of the movie Transformers: Age of Extinction. Not all of
What?
it. I don't know. It's just on Netflix. Anyway,
Wow.
but here's the thing: if you watch just little snippets of that, it's quite interesting.
It looks like something.
It looks good. Like that's the movie with Gunface, the villain with a gun.
I remember
in his
Gunface,
face.
yeah.
And when you actually, if you watch it, like if you just like skip to that scene and watch the gun come out of his face, you're like, oh, that looks good. That looks good in HD.
That's how they get us in trailers.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But like, I would just watch like a 20-minute effects reel of the Transformer rolls up, transforms into a robot, transforms back into a car, drives off again. Next
Yeah.
one rolls up.
I'm sure I've watched YouTube videos of that,
Also,
yeah.
make it slower. Slow it down. I want
Too
to see that
fast? Yeah,
detail.
right. Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
see that detail.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. I want to see the Harlem Globetrotters drag that trampoline out. Just real slow. Just
Cutting into the court.
Yeah. And I want to see the look in like the janitor's eyes as he realizes he's going to have to wax that all back. It's like,
I have
oh,
to get some of those replaced.
come
Those others-
on.
They were good in Futurama. They come from a planet in Futurama.
Oh,
don't
I
they?
see, right. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? I've forgotten.
Wonder Woman.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Anyway, good
It
on
was
it.
a tangent. Okay, yeah.
Next thing,
We
though.
knew she'd be back. People like Robin Wright.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Enough for bloody House of Cards to continue with her in
That's
the lead.
true, yeah.
So there you go. Doom Patrol. There were some set photos, some on-set photos.
Yeah.
We got some the Robot Man and
Robot Man.
other things like that. Now we were having this discussion just before the show. The only one that really matters to us is the Robot Man.
Yes, which
played
is
by-
apparently Brendan Fraser.
yeah, but he's not in the suit, right?
Well, so
He
that's
doesn't.
the,
He
we
doesn't
didn't-
need to be.
That's true. We didn't
Yeah.
see him. Well, because I guess that's the thing. Like, we didn't see him. We didn't see him out of the suit smoking a cigarette around the
No,
corner or
that's
anything
right,
like
yeah.
that with the helmet off.
Will Arnett wasn't in the car for the Knight Rider reboot.
No,
if
he was.
that.
No, he was.
He was in the-
They made him do the voice, and he had like a flashlight under the bonnet,
Oh,
and,
that's-
and he sweeps across the red.
Where's the engine? Or is it powered by Will Arnett?
It's powered by Will Arnett. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. You got to work hard in Hollywood, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I understand
Uh-huh.
that. Sure. Was that the new one with the cool guy? Because there's been a few reboots.
Yes, there was.
Was it Val Kilmer at once?
Yeah, Will Arnett actually was not the voice of Knight Rider. He was the voice of Knight Rider in the initial trailer.
Right.
And people were like, this is really exciting. But I think he had some sort of... He was doing ads for another like a car company at the time, like
okay, right.
Ford or something.
Right.
Maybe not Toyota or something like
And they're
that.
like, pop the bonnet, get him out.
Yeah, that's right. And they were like, you can't be the voice of this particular model car. Maybe it's a Mustang in the show.
Yeah, right.
And so Toyota or somebody were like, you can't be the voice of a Ford and also be doing ads for us.
Yeah, right.
So you can't do it. And so it's Val Kilmer as the voice, I think, in the TV show.
It's a good show.
It's not though, is it?
Bad. It's really
It's
bad.
It's real bad. I remember
from
being
memory.
bad.
Yeah. But I know Doom Patrol looks... I like the costumes, though.
Me too.
It looks pretty good. Yeah.
I didn't really check to see what the internet's reaction to the costumes is, but honestly, that's because I don't care what the internet's reaction to the costume is. They look better. The reaction seems more positive than, say, the Titans
Absolutely,
costumes, as an example.
Though there are some good Titans costumes.
Yeah, I think so. I
just
think
think
the
that
Robin
trailer
costume's
is
good.
Yeah, I just think that trailer is
Not good.
something. Certainly
It's really
something.
interesting.
Yeah, I don't think... I think Brendan Fraser's... He's famous enough where he wouldn't have to be on set to do that. So
Yeah, right.
he'd just do the voice.
Just do the voice, okay.
Yeah. I'd imagine. I don't know that for a fact.
But do you think if it was like, I want to be there?
Maybe he does want to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, too busy wearing a cowboy hat in another show, though, isn't he, or something?
Yeah, he's in Condor.
Yeah. Is that, did you finish that?
I didn't finish it, but it is good.
Okay, good.
But it's one of those shows where it's a lot to take in, I feel.
Yeah, right.
Like, it's quite intense. A lot of people are getting murdered. There's a lot of espionage. There's a lot of intrigue.
Sounds like a real Jack Ryan situation, Mason.
Did you watch any of Jack
No, I
Ryan?
haven't watched
No, I
it.
didn't watch Jack
Hey, it's
Ryan.
okay.
Yeah.
I know you put a Instagram about it.
Yes.
Yeah, very
My
good.
finest work.
But you didn't watch it?
No.
You're just casting judgment
Yeah, that's right.
through the gram.
Uh-huh.
Avengers 4 is reportedly... well, first of all, it's getting some reshoots because apparently they're going to do more Wakanda stuff.
Okay.
Which makes sense to me because that was an insanely popular film that they didn't seem prepared for because otherwise they wouldn't have turned him to dust at
that's
the
correct.
end of the last one. So yeah, what do you think about that? More Wakanda stuff. Who's left?
In Wakanda.
Yeah. Shuri?
Shuri's still alive?
M'Baku, I think he's still alive.
Yep.
Okoye is still alive, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, because she sees him disappear.
Yes,
There's still some good people there.
Yeah,
then.
that's true.
Yeah.
Probably Martin Freeman's still alive.
Yeah, but he wasn't there. He wasn't. Do you think
That's
he's
true.
going to show up? We're like, what did I miss?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no.
I was getting a smoothie.
Yeah, I think this is probably a good idea. Seeing as Black Panther made $1 billion, because you wouldn't go back
Yeah.
and go, let's do more Ant-Man and the Wasp things.
That's true.
In that.
But also, I feel like if there's one place in that universe where they're going to be like, hey, let's use technology to find out what happened exactly.
Yeah,
Wakanda is the location.
absolutely it is.
So-
Especially because Iron Man's somewhere else on the other
Yes,
side
exactly.
of the universe, trapped or whatever. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's fair enough. I'm excited for this. I think. No, I am. It's Avengers 4, so no, I'm very excited. for
Wow.
it.
That'd be a revelation if you were like, I don't know if I mean, it's only been 10 years and 20 movies. I don't know if I'm feeling it anymore.
Yeah. But we must be getting a Captain Marvel trailer soon because that's out in March. So that's got to be in
Yeah.
the next month or so. We're going to be expecting something.
It's exciting.
Fingers crossed.
Do you think we'll get a full trailer or do you think we'll get a teaser
I
trailer?
think we'll get a decent trailer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think it'll be very 90s?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think they'll do a 90s Marvel logo? Do you think they'll have Rob Liefeld doing a Levi's Levi's ad in it?
Yes.
Like we
Yes.
talked about last week.
Uh-huh.
People really enjoyed the Image Comics episode.
It'll just be Captain Marvel like diving in a fountain, putting up umbrellas up and down.
And if for some reason, it's also set in the Mad About You universe or whatever. It's all
yes.
connected.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Marvel, though, Wesley Snipes. So take this whichever way however you regard that man's stability. He says he's developing 2 Blade projects for Marvel, which I guess could
Okay.
indicate that he's coming back as Blade. Which does that mean that the old ones are in the continuity? I don't know. I feel like they wouldn't roll the dice on Wesley Snipes because he's notoriously.
Yeah, you'd always bet on black.
That's
It's a
right.
different thing. It's a
different
completely
thing.
different thing.
But okay, he has been to jail for. I mean, it's tax evasion. It's not murdering,
Right.
so it's not that big a deal, I guess. But he, for the Blade films, Blade Trinity, he was really difficult to work with, and he's not in most of those scenes. And,
Yep,
So I feel like that. I guess I thought they'd recast it.
Well, maybe it's Blade Babies or something like that. Maybe it's-
Babies.
Yes, exactly. Maybe he's the mentor and there's a new team or something
Yeah.
like that. That seems like something that he would think of.
Yes.
And that is in the that's kind of it. What are you doing over
Dropped
there?
my wedding ring, Mason.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, keep going.
I was going to say that's kind of in the wheelhouse. Like if you think of Blade 3, that was like here's a new team.
Oh yeah, there's Abigail and
There's
Ryan
Abigail,
Reynolds.
exactly. That's
Yeah.
right.
But you wouldn't make those movies canon, I guess, because then you got to fold in the MCU into 90s
Yeah.
vampire Stephen Dorff situations.
I guess that's true. You could go because in the Marvel universe for a long time there weren't any vampires.
Yeah.
there was a magical situation. There were
Was
vampires.
that because there was the Comics Code thing? You couldn't say vampire.
Yes,
or
there
something?
was. Yeah,
Yeah.
And so there was the premise was that in the past, some Doctor Strange or somebody had opened a magical book and said some words, and then it had eliminated all vampires, and then somebody found that book. And they did some different magical words, and then all the vampires came back.
So he genocided vampires.
He genocided vampires. I don't think it was Doctor Strange. Maybe it was.
Yeah.
But anyway, so there was this big gap where there were no vampires until they were like, this is dumb. We should just reintroduce them.
Yeah.
And so maybe you could be like, hey, there were vampires in this universe, like pre-Iron Man.
Yeah.
We got rid of them. Now they're back.
Now there's so many vampires.
Have we seen any vampires in the current MCU? I don't think we have.
No, I don't believe so.
Okay.
I mean, there's already a lot going on, isn't there?
That's true, yeah.
Do you need vampires
Yes.
as well? I mean, you do, obviously.
Uh-huh.
Just put
There's
it all
room
there.
enough for it, yeah.
I mean, there's people on the moon, apparently.
Whoa.
So you can have vampires. Yeah. I don't
If you can, if we can buy this very weird premise that people have gone to the moon,
I know.
this very unlikely premise.
Did you see the controversy about the moon landing movie?
No, what's
The
happened this time?
Gosling one? Apparently
He said that we don't see
they don't
Neil
put the
Armstrong plant a flag,
on
right?
the moon. So,
Uh-huh.
yeah. Why do people care about flags so much?
Don't know.
I couldn't even draw our flag. No, I could.
Could you though?
I couldn't draw an exact Union Jack, which is in the
No.
corner. I have a rough idea of what it looks
Yeah,
like,
for
but I
sure,
couldn't get
yeah.
all the individual colours and lines
How
right.
many points do each of the stars have? That was something we had to learn in class one time.
I think it's
recall.
yes. You might have to learn it for the test to come
the
here.
citizenship test.
There's
maybe.
a bunch of shit on that stuff
Just
on
to
that
be
test
clear,
that I don't know.
I wouldn't know
Yeah.
any of those things. Yeah, and you have to know about Australian rules football.
Yeah, something like that.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Like one of the stars has 7 points. I think the rest have 5 or
Yeah,
something.
right. Yeah,
Anyway,
absolutely.
what are we talking about?
Neil Armstrong. He
Oh,
did
that's
make
right.
it to the moon in the end.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Do you think that? What's the tension in that movie though? They're like, did he make it? Was he going to get to the moon? I mean, what's any story? I go because
right.
because most stories turn out well. It's how you tell it,
Uh-huh.
isn't it? Yeah.
What if there's a turn though? What if at the end you think he's gonna? See, I would watch. See, I've got zero interest in this movie because again, I know how it turns out. I like Ryan Gosling, but I don't care.
Yeah.
But I would imagine if this movie takes a turn and at the end Neil Armstrong is killed by aliens and they replace him and that guy comes back to Earth. Alien Neil Armstrong
I'm
comes
sure
back
there's
to
a
Earth.
movie with Johnny Depp that is that.
Is it the
with Charlize Theron? Yeah.
Astronaut's
That's
wife?
something like that. Yeah,
Uh-huh,
yeah.
Right.
So yeah,
But for real.
But for real, you want
Yeah.
it real.
Uh-huh.
Well, I want it to be the end. He plants the flag because you got to do that,
Uh-huh.
and then it zooms out, and it's just Stanley Kubrick filming the moon landing in some back lot. Yeah.
Nice. That would work as well.
Yeah.
Somebody pointed out this week on Twitter, how can you... There's no way Stanley Kubrick would have directed that because why would he have let that one take go through where Neil Armstrong flubs the line?
Yeah, right.
Where he goes, it's one small
Whoops.
step for man. He would have said, do it again. It's one small step for our man.
Yeah. I think it's better as is.
Yeah, well, you're no Stanley Kubrick, are you?
No. Or Neil Armstrong.
You're neither of those two.
So-
You're barely a Buzz Aldrin, all right?
I'll take that.
Yeah.
You see him punch that dude in the face.
You're barely the third guy that went on the moon, whatever his name is. Collins?
Collins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eddie Vedder.
Yeah, it was Eddie Vedder.
I thought it was Eddie Vedder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen the video of Buzz Aldrin punching a moon landing
No,
denier
I
in the
don't think I
face?
have. I'm aware of it, though.
It's pretty funny. The guy's like, you're a liar and you're a fake or whatever, and he just punches him in the face. Buzz Aldrin's an elite athlete.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
he's old, but you know, you have to be fit to be an astronaut.
I think
and
it's
it-
Michael Collins. I'm looking it up.
I think it's Eddie Vedder.
It's Charles Conrad.
So we were both right.
We're both right in a way, yeah. Uh-huh.
Very
NASA,
good.
third man to walk on moon dies in motorcycle accident.
That's pretty rad.
I mean, on the moon especially.
Yeah.
You're getting some sweet... Because, you know, the gravity's lesser on there.
Maybe that's how he died. He got too much gravity. He just floated off into space.
Yeah.
You know what he was doing. He was popping monos in the craters.
Exactly.
And he
That's
took
what I'm
one
talking
too
about.
fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, man, check this out.
Can you believe they took a car to the moon? That's crazy.
Pretty
Or
crazy.
did they, you know?
Yeah, you know, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, you know what? Despite Wesley Snipes being crazy potentially or whatever,
Oh, yeah, there's
I
a
think-
lot of tangents today.
but putting him in the MCU because he's so serious,
Yeah,
I think
guess
it
that's
could
true.
be kind of interesting. I don't think they'll do it. And then if you bring in Blade, not Blade, he is Blade, like Deadpool, and then you've got that Ryan Reynolds Wesley Snipes
Yeah,
thing happening
situation again, yeah.
Because the character from Ryan Reynolds' character from Blade is pretty much Deadpool.
Deadpool again,
It's just
yeah.
Deadpool, yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. So, Mason, we were lucky enough just before the show to listen to an Eminem rap song for the movie Venom.
He came in,
Yep.
he delivered a hot track.
There was a lot of his crew here. We had to
Somebody
get
in
them
his
all
crew.
drinks,
Yep.
which is fair enough.
Yeah.
They were all thirsty. And
A lot of daiquiris.
a lot of daiquiris, yeah. But it's an Eminem song. It's fine.
I
You
listen-
didn't get to the bit where because I'm like, what is this about? Because he mentions like Dr. Dre in it and whatever.
Yeah.
And then
I'm
and
not
then
even
he's,
sure I
and then
listened
he's
to
like
the right thing.
And then he's like,
is there
Venom.
is there a Tupac verse at the start?
I don't know.
Because that's what I heard.
Okay.
Maybe I was listening to something else.
It might have been, but I know I was because in the middle he went Venom, and then he talked about
Nice.
Venom. So
Yeah, I didn't get that far.
Yeah. Anyway,
I was saying earlier, I think we should go back to some crooning. I think the Venom soundtrack should be.
you want a Bobby Darin?
I want a Michael Bublé being like Venom. Well, he did the Spider-Man thing.
He did do one
Yeah.
for something. Did he do that for a movie or did he just do it for his own?
I think it's
amusement?
it's one of the Raimi Spider-Man movies, I think.
Yeah, right.
Maybe 2 or 3.
Probably 3.
Hey, Venom.
Anyway, good on it. It's going to be a great movie, isn't it? Apparently, Tom Hardy signed on for 3, so brace yourself for
Terrific.
that, I guess. So Alec Baldwin was going to be Thomas Wayne in the Joker movie.
For a second there, he was locked in.
And then everybody was talking about it
it's
because
filming in 4 minutes.
yeah, and he was like, you know what, I'm not doing that movie anymore.
Huh.
I don't know whether he was like he saw like people talking about it and went, I don't want to deal with this, or he'd already decided not to do it. But he was going to be a Trump-esque character, like a 80s businessman, which
Okay.
he's, like he does for Saturday Night Live.
Yeah,
where
for
he
sure.
just
Right.
does
Okay.
Trump. I can
I get
understand
it.
the thinking behind it. What is this movie?
Don't know. Don't know, but I'm sort of excited to see it now.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very interested.
Mm-hmm.
So, it would have been good. Apparently, I saw the name Viggo Mortensen.
Apparently, you saw the name Viggo Mortensen.
I saw that. Apparently, I did. Allegedly.
Apparently, you did. Yeah, allegedly.
Yeah.
This is all alleged.
But I
at this
think
point.
he'd be a good Thomas Wayne as well. But
Yep.
he's gone. So, I don't know. Who do you get?
And they've
who
kind of-
you get Mr. Big from Sex and the City.
Oh, Chris
He'd be a good-
Noth.
Yeah, get him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say you can't get Negan anymore.
No, because he's in a different universe.
They've burned him already on a universe where they're never going to do that. Or are they? Maybe he appears in
He
the
said
Flash
they
movie.
haven't. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he said he hasn't been contacted
contacted,
about
right.
anything. So, who knows? I'm excited for
Does he have the record for most number of different comic book characters he's portrayed?
It might
What's
be
his name again? I've also forgotten.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
It might
there we
be
go.
might be Chris Evans. He's
No.
done quite a few.
He's done
heaps.
He's done Snow. Okay, let's break it down.
All right, Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer, Captain America,
He was-
Human Torch.
Yep, he did Casey Jones.
Did he?
Yeah, he was in an animated version. He did the voice.
I don't think that counts.
It counts,
no, it
Mason.
doesn't count. Doesn't
It
count.
does count.
Live action only. It's live action only.
Oh,
So
yeah,
we're
that
at
you're
3.
twisting the rules.
Scott Pilgrim. So
Yep.
that's 4.
Yep.
What else?
Losers,
Oh yeah. 5. Okay.
which is the Jeffrey Dean Morgan one
Jeffrey.
as well.
Okay. So Jeffrey Dean Morgan loses.
Yep. Watchmen.
Uh.
He's comedian Watchmen.
Yep.
Thomas Wayne.
Negan.
Well, it's not a movie, so it doesn't
I didn't
count.
say
Mason.
movie, I said
No, we're
live action.
changing the rules just during
Same
the
rules.
game, Mason.
Nah, same rules. Same rules.
This is bullshit.
Nah, it's correct.
Well, that's 4.
It's 4. I reckon he's 5.
There's probably more.
Yeah.
There's probably other people. There's probably someone else who's done, 80 if we
Yeah,
haven't
for sure.
noticed. Yeah. Ryan Reynolds has done a few.
That's true.
Josh Brolin's done a few because he did Jonah Hex.
Yep.
He's done Thanos. He's done Cable.
I guess it's a certain skill set. It's like,
Is it?
Are you willing to put on this stupid costume and pretend there's aliens coming at you on this green screen?
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Then you're in.
Uh-huh.
Mason, I'm excited because we didn't have any Star Wars news last week.
Great.
But now we get to have Star Wars news every week for the rest of time.
Oh.
I gave you that 1 week off.
You did give me the 1 week off. It's fair. So that's fine. All right. I'm fine. Rules are rules.
Rules are rules. Matt Smith has been cast in Star Wars Episode 9 in a role that he'll play in Star Wars.
Young Skynet.
Oh yeah, he was young Skynet. What did you think of him as young Skynet?
It doesn't matter.
What do you mean by that?
Well,
It matters.
how so?
Well, it matters in whatever Terminator continuity that's in.
That's true.
Yeah, so...
I kind of wanted to I kind of wanted to see young Skynet teaming up with old Skynet.
But it's a bad film, and do you really... Don't you want the real sequel or whatever they're doing at the moment? Unless it's bad, and they've been it, or whatever?
I want them all.
You want
I
them
want
all?
every continuity. I want 2 Terminator movies a year. One in the Terminator Genesis continuity.
Yes.
And one in rebooted 80s continuity. And a third one where they're in a family band and driving around in a VW bus.
With Arnold?
Yes.
Does he sing?
Yes.
Oh, good. He'd be a good singer, wouldn't he?
Yes.
Yes. So,
Country Roads Take Me Home.
Yeah, take him home. Yeah. But Matt Smith is, good. He's good in things, isn't he?
I
What
agree,
else has
yeah.
he done?
Doctor Who.
Oh, obviously. Yeah, I know that one.
I don't know.
He's in the Queen.
Probably something medieval.
Yeah, probably something. He's in the Queen. He's Prince Philip.
Uh-huh.
He's young Prince Philip. Yeah,
Okay.
so he's around. Good on him. I like his Doctor Who as well.
Uh-huh.
Any thoughts on who he might be in Star Wars Episode 9? A Knight of Ren, a Stormtrooper, an Imperial guy.
Luke
some kind-
Skywalker.
I think they've already... No, they cast that. They cast that in like 1976 for the first one.
But he could be Luke Skywalker, though.
No, because they cast it already. They cast Mark Hamill for the 1977. Like they cast him before 1977 when the movie came out because they filmed it the year prior. So they've already done that, and he's dead in the universe.
So they could cast him again.
No, yeah, okay, fine.
Nice, good.
Final bit of news, Mason. There's a final Red Band trailer for The Predator,
Yep.
which
Reveals way too much, in my opinion.
yes, but it is a good trailer.
Yeah, I think
feel.
so too.
Yeah.
I think they were like, where is this? I think they were, where is this bit with the kid going?
Yeah.
Where is this subplot with the kid? Is he controlling the spaceship? What's going on there? And I think they were like, let's just make it about crazy people
Yeah.
who are firing machine guns.
Yeah, which is good enough for me.
Yep.
It feels definitely very Shane Blacky.
Yeah, it does,
in
that's
this
true,
one.
yeah.
Do you think that could work to the film's detriment, though?
In what sense?
Well, the first Predator isn't a Shane Black film. He's in it. He did some of the writing.
Right.
But we're about to talk about it, but it's very serious for a lot of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't know, because I think, as we'll discuss, the Predator series has not been the most serious.
No, I mean, it takes itself very earnestly, but
Yeah,
it's
that's
not
true.
meta. It's not like, well, we call this the Predator.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
that's
mean?
true, uh-huh.
Yeah, because you know how like Iron Man 3 doesn't feel like it's an MCU film.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
I think maybe this is a movie for the fandom, The Predator. So maybe, because again, the Predator is never called the Predator in any of the other movies.
Yes, he is.
Is he?
They say it in Predators. They say it in Predator 2.
Do they?
They don't say specifically, we call them this,
Ah,
but
so
they refer
say
to
they're
as
predators.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
right.
yeah,
All right.
yeah. But they've never said, we named them this specific thing. And
Yeah,
everyone
right.
went, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, we're all gonna die, but we named that guy the Predator. Yeah.
Bad blokes, a lot of them, the Predators, though, aren't they? There's not a
really
good one.
no
There's not a
good.
good one amongst them. Maybe there's a good one in Alien versus Predator or something. They team up. But we're not
true.
talking about that today, are we?
No, we didn't get to him.
Mason, this ad for ShipStation starts with this. It says, big news. Here we
I
go.
love it. I'm excited about big news. We're all about big news at this podcast.
ShipStation is America's #1 e-commerce shipping software, and it's now available in the UK.
That's incredible.
That's big news.
Yeah, that's a whole new. I was going to say continent, but it's not a continent. It's a region.
It's a place. It's a different place.
It's not a country, though.
It's a different
It's
place.
a combination of countries.
Correct.
It's big news.
It's big news.
Big news.
If you're selling online and you want to get your orders out quickly and keep your customers happy, that's where ShipStation comes in. This is how they work, Mason. You can do things like easily print shipping labels for all major couriers, right from ShipStation, Royal Mail, Hermes, Amazon Fulfillment, DHL, FedEx. It's FedEx.
Yeah, but it's fun to mispronounce things.
It is,
sometimes.
but then they'll probably be like, can you re-record the bit where you said FedEx?
People don't know what FedEx is.
UPS. And with ShipStation, you can get your orders out fast and keep your customers happy.
They'll put them on the back of a lorry.
That's right, because as you know, happy customers means more orders, and that's good business. And who wants to be printing their own labels and sorting all this kind of shit out
Exactly.
themselves? Not me,
Use ShipStation. I'm not bothered.
isn't it?
Yep, exactly.
All right, Mason, here's the call to action. Try ShipStation free for 30 days, plus get a special bonus when you use the promotion code PLANET to take advantage of this incredible offer coming off the back of such big news.
Big news.
Visit ShipStation.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type in Planet. That's ShipStation.com and then enter promotion code PLANET. ShipStation, get ship done. Now, Mason, Harry's Razors, it appears their ad copy is learning. And I'll tell you why, because it feels like somebody has made this specifically for us. I think somebody actually has.
But, I mean, does it say, hey, you two idiots on a podcast? Because that could be anybody.
Well, it says, question to James and Nick.
Oh, all right.
So there you go.
All right.
So, here, let's see how this goes. Which superhero or villain is in the most need of a shave?
Wolverine's got a very hairy back, doesn't he?
Yeah, but does it grow back immediately because of these regeneration properties?
That's a good point.
Because when he
yeah.
gets his hair scorched off,
just grows right
just
back.
goes right back.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. I was going to say Chris Reeves Superman when he's drunk in Superman 3.
Yeah, that's true.
He's
It
got
is
the
one,
5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of smooth boys in the Marvel universe. I'm
No
sure they
doubt.
could do with a all-over shave.
Yeah. What about Chris Evans' Captain America beard?
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like it's a rugged beard, but he's trimming that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's-
You got to keep it neat.
You got to keep it neat.
Imagine if it was all just frizzing out over the sides and just
No.
all messy and sticking out like a crazy man. People wouldn't be finding him dreamy anymore, would they?
They'd call him Crapton America.
They would.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though, Mason.
Yes.
If you think that Harry's razors might be right for you, you can claim a free trial offer at harrys.com/weeklyplanet. Because Harry's delivers a close, comfortable shave at a fair price. And we know this because the founders, they were fed up with paying for overpriced razors with unnecessary features, with like lasers and extra blades and weird handles that, got
Weird
like
vibrating handles?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah.
That's not good. That's
What are you-
dangerous,
what are
if
you
anything.
doing?
The last thing I want to do when I'm putting a sharp blade next to my face is to have the casing vibrate. Ridiculous.
But they know that a great shave comes down to the blades, which are made with sharp, durable steel that lasts. And the reason they're able to do this is because they bought a factory that's been making some of the highest quality blades in the world for over 95 years. And they sell directly to you over the internet, which means their blades, instead of being like $4 per blades at a store, they're only $2. And quality is guaranteed. If you don't love their shave, let the Harrys know within 30 days and they'll give you a refund.
Ooh, a refund.
A refund, yeah.
It's important. It's important to have that security there.
So here's how it works for the trial offer. You get $13 worth of value that comes with everything you need for a close, comfortable shave. A weighted and ergonomic handle.
Non-vibrating.
Non-vibrating. 5-blade razor with a lubricating strip and
Also
trimmer
doesn't
blade.
vibrate.
Doesn't vibrate. Foaming shave gel with an aloe and cucumber extract to keep your skin hydrated.
Might vibrate depending on how vigorously you apply it.
That's true, but that's really down to you.
That's down to you, isn't it?
Also, they've said keep your skin hydrated like Aquaman. They've put that in there.
Oh, yeah.
And travel blade cover to keep the razor dry like Sandman.
Did you add that?
I didn't add. I did not add this. Which Sandman?
Thomas Hayden Church.
Okay, so not the weird spooky dream one.
Oh, yeah, not the Neil Gaiman character.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I think they mean the Spider-Man villain.
Sure,
Yeah.
yeah, fair enough. Okay, good. Listeners of the show, of our show, can redeem their trial set at harrys.com/weeklyplanet. Make sure you go to harrys.com/weeklyplanet to redeem your offer and let them know that this is what it says, Mason, sent you to help support the show. My show.
Oh, man.
Very good. Yeah, but look, if you shave, it's good and it's
Just
easy.
good business.
It is. Hey, do you want to talk about the Predator
Let's talk
films?
about the
though,
Predator
Mason?
films, yeah.
I'm excited to talk about these. So I watched. Well, we talked about this last week, but we went away and we watched the Predator, the original Predator.
I
from
didn't,
1997.
but I remember.
Oh, you already seen
I
it?
watched Predator 2.
Predator 2 from
And Predators.
1991 or something.
1990, yeah.
But it's also set in 1997.
Oh, yes, we'll get to that.
And then
Look, I'll be honest.
Predators.
We've talked about Predator, I feel, ad nauseum.
yeah.
So would still like to. This is the Predator episode, so I would like to talk about it. But
got
man,
some
I
stuff
would
to
really
say.
like to get into Predator 2.
Okay, cool.
Because I haven't seen that since like 1993, probably, or something like that.
It's a very mixed bag, that movie. Yeah.
All right, let's do them in order though.
Okay, let me ask you this question up top. Do you think they should have showed the spaceship at the start of Predator?
No.
Yeah, I agree. I think I watched this movie with somebody once and I skipped that. So
Yeah.
I got to that point where it's just an alien and it's just, wait, what? What is this? Because it's Commando. It's this
Yes,
super
exactly,
macho, Commando-esque, like
Yeah.
kind of dopey movie.
Uh-huh.
And then it's just, it's a man fighting an alien.
It's one of those. I think it's probably one of those movies where the trailer spoiled way too much of it, and if you went in not knowing what it was going to be,
Yeah.
it would bloody knock your socks off.
I wish you had have watched the original Predator, at least for the opening bit where they all get off the helicopter at the start in their plain clothes 80s fashion.
Yeah,
I think you
nice.
would have had a lot to say about that.
Sure, yeah. Mhm.
There's a lot going on there. But you remember, obviously, the handshake from the start?
Yes.
You son
It's
of a-
so macho. It's so.
What is that? Because it's not an arm wrestle, because you haven't got your arm on the table.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure what it's supposed to be.
We don't know any of this because we're not real men.
Yeah,
you know?
sure. But I've never seen anyone do that outside
No.
of that movie.
Is it? Maybe, and it's never been in any other movies either. It's
I'm
not
sure
like,
it's been in other movies.
Uh-huh.
You know, as an ironic wink and a nod or whatever. But
Yes,
it's just
uh-huh.
it's a very strange. I know people always reference it, but it's a very strange moment, right? I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. What else? When did you first see this? Were you a kid? One of those kids who saw it when you were like too young?
Yeah, for sure. I saw all of these when I was too young. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have been, when did it come out?
87.
Okay, well, I would have seen it when it was on TV. So probably
So
like...
for us, 1998, when it
when
finally
it
got
finally
to...
got to TV.
Yeah.
I reckon I probably would have seen it like 1990.
Yeah, okay, right. Yeah,
So
yeah.
too young.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Also, what I realized from rewatching 1 and 2, a lot of the weapons that are known, that the Predator is known for, are introduced in 2. He doesn't have a lot of stuff in the first one.
No, that's true, yeah.
He's got your shoulder cannon, and he's got the claw, and a bunch of other stuff. I got a video on it coming out soon. But yeah, a lot of the lore is actually in follow-up.
Predator 2. I mean, the first one is more an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Yeah, sure.
Where he just happens to be fighting this monster man.
Yeah.
And the second one is like, you secrets, we got him.
Is that the subtitle?
Yeah, secrets, we got him.
Secrets. There's 2 Shane Black jokes where he's trying to make the crazy guy laugh by talking about how big his girlfriend's vagina is.
Yeah.
It's very weird. Like I don't know if it's supposed to be ironic or whatever, because I think a lot of people in this movie play it straight, but I don't know if it was intentionally made to be tongue-in-cheek or not, or it's just all kind of an accident. There's enough Shane Black dialogue in this where it feels like it's a bit of a wink and a nod.
I don't think it is, though.
Yeah.
I don't think we'd reached that level of irony.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. That's why I think it might be an accident.
I think it was... I don't think at that point we were like, okay, now it's time to be like, hey, Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's too macho.
Yeah.
Isn't it silly how macho he is? I think people were going to this being like, yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger's so macho and I love it.
But then there's bits where, like, the guy says the line, he's like, oh, you're bleeding. He's like, I ain't got time to bleed.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, the guy who says that to him throws a hand grenade and he's like, do you have time to duck? Or something like that. Which is a good kind of follow-up line, like, you're an idiot. Just, So there's moments like that which kind of undercut the macho-ness of it.
Yeah.
And I feel like they just went, let's put 5 Shane Black lines in this movie. Because the only reason he's in that movie, because he was doing like rewrites and touch-ups on location. So that's why he was cast in that movie. Because he's not really an actor. Like he's not in...
Has he been in anything else?
I'm sure he probably has, but he's the first guy to be killed by a predator, though, which is... And he wears glasses in the jungle. Do you buy these guys as like a super tough crack commando unit?
I think maybe physically, but not mentally. They don't seem to have the metal to be like they're prone to freaking out, aren't they?
Well,
and I mean, at the same time, I'm like, well, you've never faced anything like this before. But I mean, surely they've faced people shooting at them before.
Yeah.
Just because it's lasers now.
Yeah. But that would throw you a little bit.
A little bit.
What do you think of that invisible effect, though? If you got an invisible alien shooting at you, that would throw you. But what do you think of that effect?
I think it's better in the first one than it is in the second one.
I don't think it is. I think you should have rewatched it.
All right, okay.
I think there's moments in it where it's like, oof. Like there are some really good moments. There's a bit where he grabs a guy by the foot and drags him through like the brush.
Yeah.
Which looks quite good. But then there's other bits where you see him and the eyes flash yellow and it's like,
yes, yeah.
There's moments like that.
Mixed bag.
Yeah.
I think the first two are definitely... both the 1 and 2, it's a massively mixed bag as to whether that cloaking effect is looking good or not.
Yeah. Well, because what the story was with the original Predator design, because they filmed like the first 2/3 of it without the suit because they were waiting on it.
Right,
and then it finally got there. And if you've seen footage of it, it's a weird bug with a long head. And Van Damme was in it.
Yeah, right.
And it just looks terrible. It's a terrible... I was watching behind the scenes stuff on it. There's like a mini documentary about it on YouTube. And so the director... It's the guy who did Die Hard. It's the same director.
John McTiernan?
Don McTiernan. Is it him?
Don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it is John McTiernan.
Yes.
Well done, Mason. Good job.
Thank you.
You've done it again. So they shot a little bit of it, of this footage, because they use a fully red suit in the jungle to key it out.
Right, because everything's green
you can't
in the
use
jungle.
green, you can't use green, obviously, or blue.
So does that mean you can key out... Can you use any colour?
Yeah, you can pick a colour. Yeah, and key it out. Yeah, as long as it's a contrasting colour, then it'll work reasonably well. So they set that footage off to the studio and like, do you want us to keep doing this?
Right,
and they're like, oh no, definitely not. So they shut it down.
Yep.
They gave it to Stan Winston, and he did the design. And James Cameron came up with the mandibles.
Yeah, right.
He just said it in passing. He's like, I'd like to see mandibles or whatever. But that final design is fucking awesome.
It's really
It's
good,
still
yeah.
really good.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. And there's a few moments in it where you see like his hands up close and it's clearly a guy struggling with big rubber gloves
Yeah, right.
or whatever.
Why didn't they get Stan Winston to start with?
That's a
Who
good
else were they
question.
using?
They didn't mention who.
Yeah,
but,
good. For
but they were-
shame. For shame.
But I think they said something like they weren't experienced with it or whatever. And everyone was really anticipating. They're like, oh, the suit's coming. It's really exciting. It's
Yeah,
going to be
right,
great.
right.
But it's garbage. It's no
Isn't
good.
that amazing? Do you
Yeah.
think they just... Because I would have assumed that they would have received some designs for it.
They must have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they just like, listen, I don't have any pictures for you,
Yeah.
but it's going to be sweet. So
Yeah,
just
just
wait.
trust me.
Just send me the money and I will send you the suit. I won't be there. I'll just send it to you.
It's more kind of bug-like, and it's got a longer neck with
Yeah.
like a stalk with like a little head on the end. It's kind of
Exactly.
praying mantis.
It's more of a regular sized man with a long neck.
Yeah, and so I think the design to make it more humanoid. First of all, it's easier to film fight scenes if you've got a guy who doesn't have to stand on weird little boots and whatever.
That's true, yeah.
He's mostly just the
Because
guy.
you can film it from the ground up.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
don't have to be like, well, cut out his stilt feet.
Yeah, and you can obviously you can tussle easier. And
What's that
whatever.
guy's name? Kevin Peter Hall?
Yeah, and he's like 7'4",
Nice.
which I mean that's a great choice because Van Damme is like what 5'9" maybe.
Yeah, right.
And that's not as intimidating. I mean, sure, he's got the big bug head
Yeah,
on top.
that would change the whole dynamic, I feel, of the movie because it's the enormous Arnold Schwarzenegger versus
and even
a
more
little
enormous.
predator.
Yeah, that's right.
Like that's no fun, is it?
No, exactly.
Because then I guess maybe that is the if you think about the design of the predator and like the weapon loadout and stuff like that. If you go, okay, well he's invisible and he's got the shoulder cannon and he's got the blades and whatever. You could go, okay, well that's a man compensating for being little.
yeah, right.
Kind of thing. Or it's like, okay, well he's smaller than Arnold, but he's got these weapon advantages.
Yeah.
So from a design standpoint, I'm like, oh, of course that's why. All that sort of stuff, but to also make him enormous.
Yeah, I like that.
That's why it feels like they've always got an unfair advantage.
Exactly.
'Cause they're also enormous.
These entire things, yeah, all of them are, twice, have twice the strength of a man, can leap from building to building and have these insane weapons. It's amazing that any of them ever lose. It shouldn't happen. I don't think they're that good a hunter as people
No,
say
but
they are.
I think they're the equivalent of like a big game hunter that goes and shoots an elephant.
Yeah, and then
like-
one day gets trampled. 'Cause
Yes.
yeah.
But it's like, what? Why do you think that's an achievement?
Yeah.
The elephant was just standing there and you
Yeah.
shot it.
Yeah.
You have all the technology and all the time and you did it from a helicopter.
And so, and somebody took you there.
Somebody took you there, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the point? You just pulled the trigger on an elf. That's the equivalent of the predator. It's just like, you killed those guys, but one, they weren't expecting you. They didn't even know you. They have no comprehension of you existing.
Yeah.
And you're invisible, and you can shoot lasers, and you've got indestructible blades, and you're twice. Come on.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They should be fighting like it should be one predator versus like 1,000 guys.
Yeah, which I guess is what they sort of do in the Alien one.
Yeah, right.
But you shouldn't lose to an alien either.
No.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, I guess you go up against a crack commando unit.
Yep.
That's more of a challenge. But Arnold kind of accidentally stumbles across its weakness.
Yes.
And then flubs his way through it. Like
Yes.
he barely makes it.
Uh-huh.
Like he's got skills obviously, but yeah. I also think what's interesting about him compared to the Adrian Brody character in Predators is Arnold is too big to be this kind of soldier. Like a guy who's supposed to, be able to trek that long and whatever.
Yeah,
If you're
yeah.
that size, you're not.
Your heart would fail.
Your heart would stop. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I'm sure there are exceptions to this. Obviously they are. But a lot of these guys, they're not built like that. They're like leathery and small.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
and you know what I mean? And
So
sinewy.
So I didn't rewatch the first one. So how do you feel? I feel we should talk about it. How sporting do you feel the Predator is in the first Predator? Because we've talked about we just mentioned it then. They're like the big game hunter with the laser and the whatever. Some Predator storylines, like some comic books, some movies, etc. It seems like they'll balance out their weapons with who they're fighting.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely,
So
yeah.
in like the Batman versus Predator comic book we've read.
Yeah.
He seems like he won't fight unarmed people.
Yeah.
And he won't, if it's some dude with a knife, he'll probably leave him alone or whatever,
Yeah, or he'll take his gear off and fight him with a knife.
That's
or
what I'm
whatever.
talking. Yeah, exactly. But it seems like, especially in the How do you feel about the first one? Is he sporting or is he not sporting?
Well, I think he only does the fights that he deems worthy. Like anybody who is like, this guy's a minor challenge, he'll just pick him off quickly.
Yes.
But anybody who he thinks would be more interesting, he'll go down to their level. Like Billy on the fallen tree.
Yes, right.
Like you don't see it, but he would fight him hand to hand. Same with Arnold, he fights him hand to hand. But anyone else, he's just like, I'll just shoot him with my laser cannon.
Yeah, right.
And just whittle these guys down. Mm-hmm. But I think in Predators, they're way more unfair. And
Agreed,
Predator too. Because like I said, his kit he hasn't got that big of a loadout in the first one. And he's not that armored at all.
Yeah, right.
So he's mostly exposed. Yeah, so a little too much, if you know what I'm bloody saying, Mason. Do you know what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah, it's good. What? Okay.
And also, at the end of the first Predator, he does lose, then he decides to he
kill
destroys the
himself.
equivalent of 300 city blocks.
Yes, which means, I got a video upcoming talking about this, but basically that means Arnold ran like 30 kilometers.
Incredible.
In 10 seconds.
Unless it's directed. Like maybe...
I don't think
it isn't.
It definitely isn't.
I'm giving Arnold no credit here. Okay, maybe he can run 30 kilometers.
That's a weird thing to say in the sequel. We could have just said, if they'd have said 3 city blocks.
Yep.
300 is so many.
So many.
But it's not nuclear.
No.
I mean, maybe he was under a really hardy redwood or whatever.
Yeah, right.
But yeah. But you know what? That's why this movie looks so good, though, because they went into the actual jungle. A lot of it they had to cut back.
Yep.
So because they could actually film and see the actors in there. And they went in the dry season, but they wanted to make it look like rainforest. But you can't, what is rainforest? But during the wet season, but you can't film in the wet because it's just mud.
Yeah,
it's
right.
mud up to your knees. So they went into like a valley and shot in the valley where it's cool, and they like hose down the trees and all this kind of stuff. And it feels like a real jungle. And they talk about how also, well, it is. That's why. But a lot of the time they're just filming on the side of a hill, so they're just all standing on an angle the entire day.
Yeah.
So it was a pretty brutal shoot because they were all macho men. And they also talk about in this documentary how they'd secretly work out and then pretend that they weren't working out.
Oh, that's great.
So there was a lot of...
Well, I was gonna say that probably a lot of them were really upset that one of their legs was getting more of a workout than their other leg. Like, man, one of my legs is slightly further downhill than the other leg. It's
I don't like this.
One of my lats is gonna be too big.
Yeah, that's it. Though Arnold is, I remember hearing this. He's smaller than a lot of his other roles.
Yeah, right.
Not like just leaner. He's still enormous, but he's not like Commando big, or definitely not as big as he was when he was bodybuilding.
Yeah, right.
You know. But what do you think of that big minigun? Like,
I love it.
What are you taking that into the jungle for?
That's a really good
crazy.
question. It's overcompensating.
Yeah, it is.
And
yeah.
again, as we've mentioned,
Mm.
as one of my favorite things in movies is the minigun. The badly misnamed minigun.
Yes.
Which is an enormous gun. And it's to my mind, it's very rarely used well. It should be used to cut people into pieces. But in this movie, obviously, it's just used to shoot up a tree line.
So it's good in Terminator 2.
Yep.
Even though it doesn't cut anyone in pieces.
Yeah, but it does a lot of property damage.
It
and
does.
It's for real property damage.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if they actually fired a gun at those cop cars or if they squibbed it or whatever.
They would have squibbed it.
But it looks so good.
And Dread.
Not a minigun, though. Doesn't count.
Isn't it?
It's got to be the real thing.
Don't they use a minigun to like...
Yeah, but
cut
it's not the actual one. I want the
You want
actual
just
one.
that one.
I want the General Electric
Right.
M, whatever it's called. That
Gotcha.
one. There.
Yeah. There's a story
It's
about...
called a minigun because it's a smaller version than the one they put on planes.
Yes.
Yeah,
We've talked about this,
I
Mason.
know.
We've had Meso's minigun
But we'll
minute.
get emails otherwise.
Okay, right, gotcha. But so who's the guy who carries a minigun? What's his name? That wrestler guy.
Jesse Ventura.
Jesse Ventura. He apparently had made a bet with Arnold about whose biceps were bigger.
Okay.
And Arnold went in and told the tailor to tell Jesse Ventura that his arms were 2 inches bigger than Arnold's. So he made the bet and then he lost
Oh, that's fun.
the bet.
Okay, that's
But
cool.
if you look at them,
Yeah.
they're not... Like, Arnold is a bigger guy or more ripped, you know what I mean? Just by like looking at it. It's weird that he didn't know that.
And also, it's weird that you couldn't just go get a tape measure and measure your own arms. Why would you make the bet?
Have you ever measured your own arms though?
No.
I mean, these guys would.
But I'm
wouldn't they?
not making wild bicep based bets, am I? I'm not making any triple Bs.
No.
It's not part of my daily routine.
Yeah. How does the Predator choose what to mimic? Like, he'll mimic a laugh. In the second one, he mimics "want some candy." Like, why doesn't he mimic Shane Black's joke about his girlfriend's vagina
That's
or whatever.
right, yeah.
It's weird the stuff that he picks.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
No rhyme or reason. It's
like
almost...
it's often swears.
Well, he doesn't understand English, so...
Yeah, but he picks, I don't know, but
It's true, he also never... He rarely picks the end of a sentence.
yeah.
Or, like, the middle bits.
He's never, yeah, exactly. So, I don't know. I
It's
mean,
never, like, going down to the shops and... You know?
I think he must understand some of it.
Right.
I think he has a basic
I mean, it's probably
understanding.
a foreign... It's like a lot of foreign languages. You learn the swears first.
You learn the swears first, exactly, yeah.
Uh-huh. And then you learn which bus is going to the shops.
Yes.
Mhm.
Which bus is going to the shops?
The 106.
That's a good one.
It's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I hate buses. They're never on time. They always pull out in front of you. I know they're technically allowed to,
Uh-huh.
but they really take advantage of that. They will wait till you're right there
Yep,
and then
yep.
just pull out. What do we got here? So the bit where Arnold discovers that he's invisible.
Yes.
There's a bit where the Predator's coming up on him and he just goes on back and he locks his arms into it like the roots of a tree. But he doesn't know that he's invisible at that point.
What, he doesn't know that Arnold himself is invisible.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he's just sitting there with his arms locked into the
Yeah.
tree. Like, stand up, fist fight. I don't know. Maybe he's terrified.
Yeah, uh-huh.
But I do
Maybe
love...
he thinks the Predator's eyes of vision is based on movement.
That's very possible. But it's
Just
not
don't
that. It's
know.
a different thing. It's
a different thing,
Can't
yeah. Mm-hmm.
see through mud and stuff.
Yep.
But I do like the way that he figures it out and whatever. And they again, this is in the documentary. They were going to put mud prosthetics on him.
Okay.
And then they were like...
Like
"No,"
a mud fat suit.
like a mud bat suit. But then they were like, oh no, it's really hot and he'll die. So
That's
if we do that.
Yeah.
So they just made this clay mud mixture and just hosed him down with it.
Okay, right.
And that's what it looks like. And it looks great.
And now you know the rest of the story.
That's right, yeah. But I do like that idea of the camouflage. I like how he uses it. What's weird though, at the end, before their showdown, they both have a especially Arnold.
Like
has
a gearing up ritual.
yeah, but it's a really long time. Like the
Yes.
Predator leaves him alone for ages, and he's just soaring down trees, and you can hear him
But it's
just
the code of honor.
cracking wood and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
uh-huh.
But it doesn't come anywhere near him, and only knows where he is when he puts up the torch and screams.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Yeah, I just think that's really...
Code of honor, man. That's what it is.
yeah, I
He's
guess it
giving
is.
him the time.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So, but that, in a lot of ways, Predators, I think, is a better movie than
Yes,
The
I
Predator.
agree. Uh-huh.
But I think the final Arnold Predator fight
Mm-hmm.
is so good.
Yeah, I agree.
It's really tense, and you know they're both very scrappy and using all sorts of gear and equipment and situations and and dropping logs on each other or whatever.
yeah.
So it's just what there is a funny bit, you know, where he first sees the Predator when he's about to ambush him,
Yep.
and he's walking across a log. I don't know if you remember, but he makes the explosive arrow,
Yes.
and the shot that he does, it's like this downward arc,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's like the worst arrow
Yeah.
shot in
Yeah.
film history.
It'd be like if you went to an archery range and you did that. You'd be like, oh, can I go again?
That's exactly it. But he did it,
Mm-hmm.
didn't he?
Yes.
So that's good. Do you know the bit where they killed the scorpion with the knife? It's on Carl Weathers' back, and they use it.
Yes, uh-huh.
It looks like they really killed a scorpion.
Probably
I
did.
feel like now you can't kill a scorpion.
Can't kill any scorpions. They're all endangered.
all-
That's probably the last of its kind. That was probably the last breeding pair.
Yeah.
And the wife is at home like, I wonder when my scorpion husband will be back.
Because we need to make more scorpions.
Because we don't have any currently.
Nah.
Dead now.
Anyway, the Predator's a good movie.
Yeah, Predator is a good movie.
Predator is a good movie.
The Predator, yet to be seen whether it's a good movie. We don't know yet.
I like the bit where he gets caught in a net.
Yeah.
I like the bit also where the Predator medical kit heals himself. I like those moments in the movies.
Oh, yes? Uh-huh.
Yeah. Again, he shouldn't be injured, but whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
All in all, what do you give? What are we rating these? What about are we rating them in terms of how mean they are as a predator? We were talking about that. How the honor code.
Nah. How about this?
Okay.
The movie's either good or bad.
Okay. This is good.
It's good, isn't it? Yeah,
It's a
it's
good
good.
one.
It's a good movie. We'll think of a more detailed rating system later. And
Do we need? Are we gonna though?
I'm not going to. I'm not in the mood. All right.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Predator 2.
Oh boy.
It's a fucking weird movie.
It's really weird and bad, in my opinion. It's one of those movies that apparently has a cult following.
There are elements of it which I like.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Uh-huh. So this movie is
It's the
1990.
RoboCop future.
It is the RoboCop. So here's the thing. So we should have. This is why, because I haven't seen this since like 1993 or whatever.
Yeah.
I remember it, but like I haven't watched it again. I didn't watch it and watch it since then because I remember being like, oh, this is even darker than I remember it being darker and grislier than the first one, but it's stupider. It's so much stupider. So it came out in 1990, and it's set in the far-flung future of 1997, where they have decided that at this point Los Angeles is just going to be a war zone. It's just going to be just this hellscape that there are just going to be feuding gangs just firing future machine guns at each other.
It looks like the movie Bright.
It does, yeah, it does. But yeah, it's the RoboCop future. Yeah. There's like a hard copy, like a tabloid entertainment reporter just at the front of every crime scene going like, where are the police? There's a gangs there shooting at everybody and everybody's in the crossfire. Everybody's dying. Haha, where are the police now? What's your angle, mate?
Yeah, exactly.
Who's watching you?
And I love it's got all those, what's the 90s movies, but it's got all that 80s, 90s cop trope, just stereotypical stuff of like a reporter getting punched by a cop because he took it too far. You go to the cop station and it's just fucking anarchy. It's just like there's people just being dragged in different directions, yelling and screaming.
There's like people being, a lady cop will grab a guy by the nuts and be like, what are you want to lose these or keep playing Buster kind of thing, But it's all that. And it's just, but what's interesting is that the subsequent Predator movies, so Predators and this new one, and
Alien vs. Predator?
Yeah, but they all mention, and Predator 2 actually, they all go, okay, back in the 80s there was this incident in the South American jungles, the Predator blah, blah, blah. No other movie has ever mentioned Predator 2.
But
they've cut it out.
But they've taken stuff from it.
Right.
Like the weapons, but Gary Busey's son, Jake Busey, plays Gary Busey's son in the Predator.
Right.
So it is canon.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, the Alien Predator ones aren't.
So how are they gonna are they gonna be like, hey, remember in 1997?
when everyone went insane?
Remember when Los Angeles was a war zone?
It was taken over by a voodoo Jamaican gang.
Remember that? And then they just left. We've never mentioned it again, but I remember it.
Yeah, they cleaned it up.
Yeah. But we've got, what an interesting dynamic. We got youngish Danny Glover as a cop on the edge.
Youngish, and he's a big dude. I forget how big that guy is. He's massive.
I mean, he's certainly got big slacks.
Certainly does.
Slacks are so big. And everybody's dressed like I think maybe it was originally intended to be in like Florida or something.
Right, okay.
Because everybody's dressed like
What's the future, man?
Everybody's got big zoot suit pants on and anyway, it doesn't matter. But he's the cop on the edge, and he's again the cop cliche of the movie starts with a pitched battle between two gangs.
Yes.
And I can't remember the names of the gangs. I can't remember the names of the characters except for one guy called El Scorpio. There's a guy called El Scorpio, and in honor
of the last living Scorpion.
Yeah, I think so. He's just a crazy guy with a ponytail and two Uzis that never run out of bullets. The only person in this movie who runs out of bullets is Bill Paxton.
Yeah,
in the
right.
subway.
Yeah.
Nobody else ever runs out of bullets, and it's peak 90s where everybody just it's just madness.
Do you think it's intentional? Like it's supposed to be like a funny...
No, I don't think it is.
But then there's a bit on the train where everybody has a gun. That's supposed to be a joke.
Okay, maybe then. I don't know.
But yeah...
It's often hard to tell from stuff in the 90s. But I think it's just it was one of those things that people didn't think about really.
Yeah,
in those
right.
movies. It's just look, we need a scene where there's a shootout, so let's just have people fire thousands of bullets without reloading.
And there is that scene there's one scene like that in The Predator, but the opening 20 minutes of this film is just that. It's just been,
absolutely.
And Danny Glover drives his cop car.
I was going to say,
the door off.
He's the talking about cop cliches. He's the cop on the edge, and he's cited for bloody police brutality and property damage, and he's wrecked 11 squad cars. Whatever. It just kind of looked like he was wrecking his own car.
Yeah, it did.
Because there's this big war. There's this big pitched battle going on. And you see this brown car with the police light just scream through, and I'm like, oh, is he gonna charge in the middle of this fight? Is he gonna crash into some gang members? He's not. He just crashes into some parked cars.
Yeah.
Just park your car, mate.
Just park your car.
Yeah.
Is that when that's not when he drives the car and knocks the door off?
No, that's later.
That's just when he enters the.
He just enters the scene. He's just like, hey everybody, I just crashed into a couple of cars. Anyway, what's going on?
How is that man? He's basically Jason Statham from Crank. He should have had a stroke
right.
20 years prior.
Yeah, right, exactly.
He's just constantly wired.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that a real gun that he's got? I'm sure it is. Like, it's a modified.
Danny Glover's gun.
Yeah,
it's
got
a
like
Desert Eagle, but it's got like
some
everybody's
additions.
all the cops, because it's supposed to be the grim dark
Yeah.
future. So all the cops have regular guns, but they have all like each one has like 2 laser sights on it.
Yes. What do you think of the invisibility effect in this?
Much worse, I feel.
But there are some good moments.
See that? Yeah, all right.
Do you remember the bit where he fights the voodoo priest in the?
Yeah.
But you see him walking through the water.
That looks good. Oh, in the alley. That
yeah,
looks good.
incredible.
Yeah.
But there's other bits where
But
it's
there's
like,
the bit
oof.
again right at the end where
There's a weird voodoo element to this movie.
there is, because I guess the skulls and the spines and
Are they actually magic?
no.
Yeah, no, because they talk like it's a real thing. Because he's like, "There's somebody here. It's a predator. It's
Nah,
from
it's not
space
magic.
and whatever." But how do you know that?
Well, there's no other magic in that universe.
I guess they're all insane and on cocaine and whatever.
There's a lot of that's what it is.
Drinking each other's blood or
But
whatever.
right at the end, we see, Danny Glover realizes that there's a whole bunch of predators on the planet.
Yeah.
And that is the worst I've ever seen that
So
affected.
bad.
Because I think, it looks to me they only had one predator suit, or maybe 2.
No, they had more than one. There's
Did
a
they?
there's
Because
a
it looks like they
dance-off.
only had one.
Yeah, but I think they also did maybe they had 3 or 4. But
Did you say it was a dance-off?
well, no, there's a video of a dance. There's a music dance video of that.
Music dance video.
The music from that, you can look it up. It's on YouTube.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, because I think when they come in, because they're not in the scene, so they green screen them in or blue screen them in.
Yeah.
And they never look like they're standing in the
No,
room.
exactly,
Until
yeah.
it then cuts back to them and they are standing in
Right.
the room. Yeah.
Terrible.
The effects get much better in subsequent Predator movies.
Yeah. But anyway, so this movie has some elements that I liked, but not because they're good. I liked Bill Paxton as the newbie, or the cop who's arrived in Los Angeles. He's transferred in.
Yeah.
And he's a real cool dude.
He's a cool dude.
He's like, man, PR's my specialty.
Yeah, I'm like-
surveillance is my specialty.
I'm like, is he supposed to be the guy from True Lies? What kind of character is this supposed to be? But then he's a good guy, I guess.
he does turn out to be a good guy. Yeah.
There is a really good moment where the Predator rips his spine out.
Uh-huh.
And you see it. He's just kind of in the
Subway.
and you just see him do it in one motion, and then he's off. That's a really cool looking
See, as
moment.
a kid,
yeah.
I remember that being really. I remember him climbing to a tower and ripping the head off there, but no, it's just in the subway. It's real undignified.
Yeah, why not though?
Yeah,
I love how he's got a little skull polishing kit.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You know, like a collector.
Also, why is that the one human skull he chose to take?
I think because it was a real fight or something.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It's weird. I think this one's a worse bloke than the other one because there's a bit where he scans the uterus of a woman and is like, "You're a pregnant woman." And then when he's about to lose a fight, he's like, "Fuck it. I'm going to kill everybody in this city. I'm
Yeah,
just going
right.
to set off this bomb."
That's true.
Like, he doesn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's that set of rules which makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
I love that because it's 1997 though, and there's a moment where I think they're on the subway and Danny Glover gets handed a phone, but it's on a cord. So I guess it's a briefcase phone.
Yeah, right.
But you think you couldn't have predicted a mobile phone? Like,
lot of
they
people
had
didn't.
mobile phones
Right,
in the early 90s. They weren't good, but they had them. There's one in Wall Street. I just think that's
Yeah,
weird.
but that would have cost $10,000.
Yeah, I know, but it's 97. I just feel like you could have foreseen that.
James, the future 1997, technology was moving towards voodoo.
Yes, it
Right?
was,
There
wasn't
it wasn't mobile phones.
Well, the Predator stopped that, didn't
Mobile phones were a fad. Voodoo was the future.
he? It
all
certainly
right?
was, yeah. When the bit where the Predator climbs up the building and he holds the spear up and he's
And
like,
he's struck by lightning.
is that intentional?
What do
Is
you
he
mean?
supposed to be struck by lightning?
Oh, you mean
Is
you
it
think it was an
powering
accident?
him?
No. Do you think he
That's
was
what
like,
I meant.
do you think he was like, oh, I've made a mistake?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Because he can be shot and hurt and trapped.
Uh-huh.
So I feel like a bolt of lightning would
kill him,
probably
absolutely.
kill him.
It would absolutely
Unless
kill him.
maybe his stick is made of a special metal.
Maybe
but you
that's
see
like-
the electricity
Yeah.
roll through him.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know, I just think it's a very weird...
No, that was, yeah.
Okay, there is a good moment though where they think they've got the Predator trapped
Yep.
in a meat packing plant.
Uh-huh.
But
Oh,
then...
surprise appearance by Adam Baldwin.
Yeah,
Is it
Adam
young
Baldwin. Yeah,
is
yeah.
in this, yeah.
He's in this.
I mean, he's no good, but
He's
still.
no good, but he's still in it.
Yeah.
And the Predator, they think they've got
Young
him.
Gary Busey is so young.
He's so young in this one. But he switches his vision.
Suits are so shiny.
He's so shiny. But you know, the Predator switches his vision. I think that's great.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think that's a good addition to the lore. I think there is good addition, like the spinny disc,
Spinny disc, yeah.
the spear. It's a good addition.
Yep.
There's more of the net. I think the net's in this one. I don't think the
net
net's
is
in
in
the
this
first one. So yeah, these are all good additions.
Yeah, the
but-
sharp net, yeah. Mhm.
the sharp net. But you know the bit where Gary Busey gets cut in half by the
Behind the meat.
Yeah.
Yes. Uh-huh.
he's body doesn't fall down.
Huh.
His legs fall.
Yeah.
And then you see kind of blood fall
But
out
no
from where
body.
his
Where'd
legs
the body
came
go?
from. But there's no...
Oh, his body shot into space.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Gary Busey. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah.
Or he turned into energy.
Yes.
Like a Jedi. But he's not that good at it, so his legs remain.
Half of him turned into a Jedi. But that all leads into the final Danny Glover. This is a bit of a drag, this one.
Kind of drags, doesn't it? Yeah. Uh-huh.
The final Danny Glover Predator fight. You know when they're on the roof and
Yep.
the Predator's facing the opposite direction and Danny Glover has like his gun and the Predator's spear,
Yeah.
but he just tackles him?
Yeah.
But just
Again,
run him
Danny
through.
Glover is not a good tactician. The fact that he survives is kind of a miracle. He does also in the opening sequence when he fights the gang members, he does come up behind. They're shooting wildly at cops and crowds and innocent people or whatever. And Danny Glover comes up behind 4 of them and he goes, "Hey, assholes!" And then they turn around and then he shoots at them. Could have just shot him.
Could have just shot him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You could have shot them and then said, "Hey, assholes," because they probably wouldn't have died immediately.
That's true,
They
yeah.
still would have heard
I shot you, you could have said, "Hey,
Yeah,
assholes, I shot you."
I've shot you this time. So the Predator fight on the ships, I mean, it's interesting because it's on a Predator ship and we see the alien skull and that's what kicked off a whole bunch of other stuff.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
But
What are the other things? Is it a dinosaur or a dragon?
yeah, it's some kind of, I think they're not anything.
They're not
I'm
specific.
sure they're in comics, but I
Yeah,
don't
right.
think they're from a particular franchise.
Uh-huh.
But the fight on the ship's not super interesting.
Correct.
And then he just stabs him and then there's more Predators.
Mhm.
But why...
Yes. Good question.
Why are there 8 Predators? Just what is it? Is that like their TV? Are they watching him?
Oh, maybe they're placing bets.
Yeah, what is it?
Maybe they're degenerate gamblers.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like my theory is that
Instead of like the blade on his arm, he's got one of those things that shoots cards out
right.
for cheating
I'm thinking like, do they land and then draw straws and then
to see who gets
somebody
to be the
has
predator.
to, yeah, like good. Maybe you don't want to do it. Be like, oh, fuck, okay.
Right? Yeah.
You know, this is an insane planet.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Because it's weird how the first one is kind of set in the real world, sort of.
Yeah.
And this one is just...
Again, it's the RoboCop
It's
future.
so weird.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
That's again. You mentioned that scene where they're on the subway and one person pulls a gun and then literally everybody pulls a gun.
But hey, it's all right.
Nah, it's bad.
It's got good lore.
Yes.
But it's...
I think
it's
you're
a
putting
bad
way too much
film.
credit on the law there.
No, I think because a lot of that stuff carries over.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, Gary's over.
Oh,
Gary Busey's
Gary
over.
Busey.
His son, Jake Busey.
Jake Busey.
Jake
yeah.
Busey, yeah. So yeah, no, it's bad though.
It is.
Okay, and
It does. You know what I do love the opening fake out where it looks like it's the jungle. It's the jungle. It's the jungle. We pan up. It's Los Angeles.
But it doesn't
the
look like
real
the-
jungle. Predator 2.
Yeah.
Wah.
I do like that song,
Yeah.
the theme. They both got great themes.
Uh-huh.
The first one uses it particularly well. But when they're doing that scan through the jungle, you can see roads.
Yeah, I
Like
know.
it's not
Yeah, I know. It's just the best shot they could find, given the day.
Yeah, okay.
You know?
Yeah, I guess now they just make one, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
They just, use a computer on.
You can use the computer on.
Yeah. Also, the bit where he throws him the gun at the end, it's not a musket, it's a
pistol, the flintlock pistol.
flintlock
Yeah.
pistol. It seems like a passing thought. Like he's about to leave and he's like, oh, fuck.
Oh, we had
Yeah,
something
here
for this
this-
too. Yeah. We didn't think you'd win. Hang on. Oh, yeah, about this. All right.
I read up on that.
I
'cause
was going to bet this in a card game, but all right.
I read up on this because I talk about this in this video that's coming up. But that Predator kept that as a trophy.
Yep.
Congratulations, you killed a guy from the 1712 or whatever the hell that's from.
Yeah.
Big fucking deal.
Not a challenge. That gun would have taken 10 minutes to reload. That guy had one shot at you, and you had a plasma cannon and a spinny disc. Yeah. Anyway,
Makes no sense. But
Yeah.
that's actually from a comic. But I
I was going to say because it's got a man's name on it, so
Yeah.
presumably that story has been told.
But they fought back to back, and then that guy died, and he gave the Predator that.
huh?
So that's
How do
how.
you mean they fought back together?
Well,
against
he
aliens?
was a pirate. No, he was a pirate. And his crew turned against him, and he was injured. And then the Predator came down to help, and he threw him his gun like he needs it. But-
right. Okay. Yeah.
So that's where that comes from.
Okay.
But I feel when this came out, I don't think that story was that. I think the story was the Predator just killed a guy who was very unprepared for it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Bang. Well, I'm dead. What else do I have? Nothing.
All in all, yeah, it's a
Yeah.
movie.
It is interesting that the Predator has, like I imagine fighting a dinosaur would have been a challenge.
Yeah.
But then there would have been but that would have been millions of. I mean, it has to be something else. It has to be an alien.
Well,
thing.
they do it everywhere.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like the dinosaur would have been 65 million years ago.
Yeah.
So
No, that's not a dinosaur skull.
Yeah, right,
It's an
it's an
alien
alien
skull.
skull. Okay,
Yeah,
right.
but they've been around for
Yeah.
ages.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they've been around for like millions of years or whatever.
Right.
Depending on what continuity you're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Predators, 2010.
Okay,
It is a great movie.
it is a good movie.
It's a
yeah.
really good movie. I think objectively, it might be the best one.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, a lot of it borrows elements from the other movies.
Yeah.
And I don't think the finale is as good as the original finale. I still think it's good. But yeah, what do you think?
I think it is. I think it's just as good as the first one.
Yep.
I do think it drags a little bit.
Is it at the Predogs?
No, I'm towards the end.
Okay.
Again, I think it's the prep time between what has come before and the final battle. I
Right,
think there's
okay.
a
But
little,
you need that breather,
Yeah,
don't
I
you?
guess so. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Cracking opening.
Yep.
Just drop from the sky.
Predators.
Predators.
Gah.
There's too many this time.
Yep.
These are apparently, they're super predators, and there's a few theories on, and the creative people behind this have talked about where they come from. They're obviously a slightly different species, so it's like it's a race war essentially.
Okay, right.
They also might be outcasts.
Okay. Because they're too big.
Yeah, so there's those things going on. So yeah, but also the new one seems like you get a big predator that's different from other predators.
Yeah,
So I don't think the new one looks like it might take a lot of stuff from this movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
People don't talk about this movie that much, do they?
It's weird, right?
Yeah.
Because the first one has Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it has the big action sequences, and it's the first appearance of the Predator, obviously. And the second one is super dumb, so why would you talk about it?
Yeah.
Except to point out how dumb it is.
Yep.
And yeah, this one kind of flew under the radar a little bit.
Yeah. I
don't
think it
know
did
why.
okay.
Because it's not like one of those ones where you go, no, well, it's not a patch on the original, is it?
Yeah.
It's exactly on par with the original.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's it. Maybe it's because people don't want to admit that the thing that they love. You know, but why wouldn't you? That there's a continuation of it that's just as good.
Yeah. And one thing I think that this movie does really well, in the same way that the first one does, is the distinct characters.
Yeah,
throughout it.
right, exactly.
And some of them
we got
are...
the Russian.
the-
We got the Yakuza guy.
There's a guy who's a rapist.
There's that guy
Wally Goggins.
who calls the Predator an F-bomb, but not the F-bomb you're thinking of, the other one.
The other one. Topher Grace.
Topher Grace
who's
is
good
in
in
it.
this.
Yep.
Lady
Lady Sniper.
The guy from the piano.
Yes. Lawrence Fishburne is in it.
So yeah, you know, and you got your nods, you got your miniguns and your whatever.
Again, not used to its full
Danny
potential.
Trejo.
Danny Trejo's
not
in
used
this.
to its full. No, they never hit a
Danny
predator.
Trejo's not used to his full potential either.
No, he's not. But I think it's just because this is a Robert Rodriguez produced film.
So he's in it, yeah.
So he's in it.
And also, it's a nice. I also feel like you need some memorable actors to go early.
Yes.
If he'd survived all the way to the end just because he was Danny Trejo, I'd have been like, it's fine. But to kill him off first act, you
Yeah.
go, well, anybody could go.
Anybody can Trejo.
Anybody could Trego. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Anybody could Travago.
Yes, that's right. Apparently, this script was written in like the early 90s, and they
Okay.
went, "We can't make this because it's budgeted
Yeah, right,
weirdly." So it just sat for ages,
Right.
and then they
I
brought
mean,
it back out.
We can't find a forest that looks like an alien planet. We've got regular forest. We've got forest with roads in it that turns into Los Angeles. We don't have alien
We
forest.
got Forrest Whitaker. It's not helpful.
Not helpful.
We have him.
Yeah.
But to what end?
Yes.
Yeah. But no, I feel like this cast feels more. I mean, it's very over the top, but they feel more realistic and like real
For sure,
people
yeah.
than the first one does.
Yeah. Because they're not all bulging muscles.
Yeah, yeah.
In fact, there's no bulging muscles.
There's
really.
very few I mean, the closest is probably the Russian guy. But
Yeah.
He's not
he's
that
fat.
big. Is he?
Yeah.
He's got some muscles, don't you think?
I mean, I'm sure he has to lift that minigun.
That's true.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But again, this benefits from being set in a real jungle. I think the Predogs aren't good. I don't mind that scene.
Yeah.
But for those who haven't seen it, the Predators set dogs.
Also, spoilers for these
Spoilers
movies.
for all these movies. Set dogs on them to kind of, and I like the idea of whittling away their ammunition and
Yep,
testing them and whatever. But I don't think that effect is very good.
No,
Those
and I think
CGI dogs,
from a
yeah.
design perspective, there are, I don't know. They're just like wild boar with big spines. I
Yeah.
don't know. But that's the thing. Like, what else if you're gonna provide predatory alien dogs,
Yeah.
what else do you do with them? Right?
Well, there's going to be a Predog in the new one
I
as
saw
well.
that, yeah.
So there's a whole lot of stuff going on. One bit that made me go, oh, why? Was when the Yakuza guy takes his shoes off.
Yeah,
I'm
same,
like, oh,
yeah.
what? No.
What a mistake.
What are
no.
you doing?
No. But he wants to feel a connection
Yeah, no,
to the
I
earth.
understand it. I get it. But that would be the last thing I would do.
You might stand on some glass, mate.
You could stand on some glass.
Come on.
Yeah, well, you know the traps that they set off? It's a
Yes.
series of spikes and stakes and swinging logs and whatever.
Uh-huh.
Was that from Lawrence Fishburne?
No, that was from the guy, the dead body there.
Oh, that's right. That happens immediately after.
Yeah. So
I
he
remember
set
that.
the traps, and then he's killed, and then
Yeah.
all his traps are still left to be sprung.
Okay, that makes sense. And you know what? I think the Topher Grace character works, and you don't necessarily think he's a serial killer, though it's sort of hinted at, is that, because, you know, he tells a few lies, is that you could look at that and go, oh, he's the medic.
That's what I thought.
They
as
put
well,
him in
yeah,
for the
initially,
medic.
yeah.
So I like that a lot.
Same.
So the Predator must have caught him, like, carving up someone like Hannibal.
Yeah, right.
And then brought him over.
Yeah.
It's weird how he's like, I want to stay here. What?
Right?
You think you're just going to pal about with them? Like, they don't like you. What are you
They
talking-
brought you here specifically to kill you.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, I also like the reveal that, I think I'm fairly certain they spoiled this in the trailers, but that it's not Earth. Like, the compass is off and
Yeah,
whatever.
they do
and
spoil that in the trailer.
Nobody
yeah,
recognizes the terrain. And then, but imagine, again, if you hadn't seen that, and then they just walk out to the open bit, and it's just alien world, and you'd just be like, fuck. Like, this is, well,
Yeah, you would say
we're
that.
definitely going to die here. So, yeah. And they do, I guess, eventually, because, well, we talked about this before the show, but you mentioned the sequel comic last week that I was very
There's a
excited to read.
prequel comic and there's a
Yes,
sequel comic.
I didn't read the prequel comic.
But the prequel comic is the final mercenary job Royce, Adrian Brody's character, does before he gets abducted. But you don't see him get abducted.
Yeah.
You see one of the predators from the movie like observe him.
Okay, right.
So the actual mechanics of the abduction is still a mystery.
Do you see the actual predator itself, the one that does it?
Yeah, it's one of the super. He's got a name, I think.
Yeah, they
Like
all
he's-
have weird names.
But you do see
Yeah.
the specific one, yeah.
Okay. The Falconer one?
No, it's the dog one. It's
Okay,
the one that
yeah,
releases the dogs.
Yeah,
That's
okay,
him.
gotcha. So I guess that would mean if that's canon, then the idea that they're trapped there isn't true.
Which
The
ones?
predators
Oh,
are
the super
trapped
predators.
there,
Yeah,
yeah.
They went. I mean, maybe they are now.
Yeah.
But they specifically went to Earth to collect these people.
Yeah. Do you like the inclusion of the classic Predator?
Yeah,
I think
for
it's
sure.
never looked better.
I agree.
It looks really good. There's
Yeah.
some great beheadings.
Yeah.
Like the goo and the neck
Yeah,
and
that's
whatever.
true, yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
That that idea for that fluoro blood is really good.
Yeah.
It's a great idea. But no, I think that's the best suit that they've had.
Agreed,
And
yeah.
they all look reasonably good, but I like the understanding that they have is like, can we just leave this place? Take me home,
Yeah, right.
please.
Country roads, please.
Yeah,
To the place where I belong, please.
please. Yeah. Okay, so
How do you feel about the cloaking device effect in this?
way better.
It's better, but it's not.
It's too slick.
But it's. I mean, I guess, but it doesn't feel like. I don't know, because they're totally invisible.
Yep.
And then we get the electric effect, and then they're visible again. It didn't feel enough to me like.
Not shifty enough.
It didn't seem shimmery enough.
Well, maybe
I want to see that graduated shimmery effect.
Well, maybe they updated their tech.
Maybe they did, yeah.
Because they talk about that as well. How?
Because I think when we see Lawrence Fishburne's version, it does look different, I think.
Oh, he's got the old
Maybe
one.
I'm imagining it, but
I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, it does look like he's... Okay, so we're talking about this, right? One season, Lawrence Fishburne says he's been there 10 seasons.
yes.
One season is 3 years, so he's been there 30 years.
Okay.
I read somewhere that they said since the Vietnam War, but that would mean 1980, which
Okay.
doesn't line up.
Right.
But sure, let's say he was at the back end of the Vietnam War or whatever.
Okay, right.
He's a bit bit big for a man who's been living.
Oh, come on,
I know.
mate.
I'm just saying.
Wow.
He's not big by any stretch, but I mean, for a man who's been living in the jungle, I mean, he must be killing a lot of people and getting a lot of food
Yeah.
because a lot of them don't arrive with food. There's no real mention of food except Lawrence.
So you're
Fishburne
saying
is like,
he's
"Here's
killing
some
people
food."
and eating them?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, that he does try to gas them to death,
Yeah.
so maybe that's what he does. Maybe he's a cannibal.
It could be. So he's been there 30 years.
Right.
So that's pretty insane. But I think there's variations on what people think it is, but I think officially it's one season is 3 years. So
Right. Also, we don't know when this movie is actually set.
well, that's true. It could be set in 1997.
Could be 1998, right?
Yeah. So
uh-huh.
I mean, they've got. Is there any? I mean, there's modern-ish guns, I guess, in it.
That's true.
But I don't. I'm not a big guns guy, so
That's
I
true.
wouldn't dare say. These guys are really good at pulling out a man's spine with their head attached.
Yeah, right. Well, he pulls Wally Goggins' head out
Like it's nothing.
like it's nothing, right?
Yeah.
And then it's a skull straight away.
Yeah.
I feel that's a continuity issue. Like he rips the head out, you'd think his head would still be attached.
You think you'd have to? But does he know where to cut it?
Yeah, maybe
You
there's
know,
a
like
trick
you're
to-
deboning a fish.
Yeah, maybe it's like peeling an orange. Maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Uh-huh, yeah.
So that's fine.
Maybe it's like cracking open a Terry's chocolate orange. You know, you just give it a tap,
Sure.
skin comes off.
Skin comes off. Yeah, the Predator on Predator fight's good. Would you agree with that?
I agree,
'Cause I don't know if you remember the Alien versus Predator fight from Requiem it's kind of a who cares.
Fair enough.
You
Yeah.
know, it all looks fine. It's really dark. Doesn't look that good. But it's kind of, I don't care if this Predator wins.
Yeah,
because
right.
who cares? And then they both
true.
died. It's like, who cares? But in
Right.
this, it's like, you want the classic Predator to win so Adrian Brody can leave.
Yeah, right.
You know, it's not so much I care whether that one lives.
It's a
I
real
care
Jurassic World scenario. You want the classic one to win.
you want the
know?
classic one to win.
Even
yeah.
though it's really bad.
Yes.
And just a monster, really.
Yes.
Just want the classic one to win.
How did it get there? Good questions all around. I love that line though where Topher Grace drugs the sniper, and then he says, "Oh, you're a good man," and Adrian Brody says, "I'm not a good man.
I'm just
but I'm
fast."
just fast." I love that. It's
That was
great
good, yeah.
because he's not like, "I'm a bad guy."
Yeah, yeah.
It's a way better line.
That's true, yeah.
To be like,
how
I'm
do you feel
fast.
about Adrian Brody's? I think he sells it.
He's good.
He's a good actor.
He's really good.
What else has he been in besides The Pianist? I don't even know.
And he's bloody ripped as, mate.
Yeah.
He looks great.
Yeah.
But I like his trap.
He looks like a proper, long range recon guy.
He
Like
does.
a real, he's not Hollywood handsome. He's good looking, but he's ripped, but he's not huge.
He's a pencil with muscles.
He's a pencil with, yeah, exactly.
So, but I like his trap. Like, I don't think it's probably not as good as the Dutch one because,
Yeah, right,
that's the classic scene or whatever. But the fire and the running in and out. And,
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Because he can't rely on... He's clearly gone, well, I can't just punch this guy to death.
Yeah.
I'm really going to have to work at this. So
Yeah.
I think that's a real solid finale there.
And I like how he's using the crew, who he doesn't care about, to test the Predator's limits and abilities.
right, uh-huh.
I mean, that's a prick of a move, but they're all pricks. So it doesn't
exactly,
really
yeah,
matter.
uh-huh.
Yeah. But we're never going to know what happens. Because the sequel comic, I didn't read the full thing. I read the Wikipedia.
The sequel comic also ends on a cliffhanger
Yeah,
to some
it's
degree.
essentially the same ending.
Yeah, it's him and Isabel, who's
Yeah.
the lady sniper. This also I mentioned this. The sequel comic is written by David Lapham, who is most famous for.
Laughing it up.
He's always laughing it up
Thank
in his
you.
comic book Stray Bullets, which is like a super well regarded crime, like a very long running crime comic book. It's our pal Andrew Levin's favorite comic book of all
Correct,
time, I believe.
probably.
And which I should get to. I've read some of it, but not a lot, and I should definitely get to that. But then he's just doing a movie tie-in sequel comic book.
I mean, it
don't
probably would have been
understand.
good money.
Yeah, for sure.
But the story is essentially he splits up with Isabella, whatever her name
Yep,
is,
uh-huh.
because he's like, I'm going alone.
I'm gonna go.
Which is kind of the lesson that he learns at the end of the first one is that he comes back.
Yeah,
that's
right,
that's the
yeah,
point of the
he
movie.
Han Solos it.
He Han Solos
Comes
it,
back.
then he comes back. Yeah, and then
Then he realizes he needs her later.
yeah,
But then he's gifted because the Predator High Command, I guess, is like, well, you're the King Hunter, so
Yeah.
here's your own Predator suit. So he wears his own Predator suit.
yep.
It's odd.
It's very odd.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he was like, I'm going alone because I got a Predator suit.
Yeah, right. But then at the end, they're just like, he's like, okay, well, I guess we're back together again, and we're still on this planet. So it's a sequel, but it's not a.
You could make another movie and it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
The comic wouldn't matter.
Oh, what if he shows up at the end of the Predator?
I would love
Triple
that.
X3 style.
Oh my God.
Like Ice Cube. They're like, oh no.
Does he show up in the Predator ship?
Yes.
Like Ice Cube shows up in his car.
Yes.
I would love that.
I would also love that.
I think I'd be more excited to see him than Dutch.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. What about both of them?
Amazing.
Yes, right.
And Glover. Just bring them all back.
Ah, so good.
Don't you think that would be a good
They
movie?
show up. They show up in a car with one spare seat, And they're like, now, Jake Busey, get in here. Get in here. There's
What-
one seat left.
What if they did a Predator movie with the people, like the elite who killed predators?
Who survived.
I think
yeah?
that would be amazing.
That would be amazing,
Like they
right?
just grab those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, even better, it's a quirky indie comedy.
Right.
And it's the Predator support group. So it's everybody who survived a Predator attack, and they just go around in a circle and talk about it.
Yeah, I'd also watch that.
Same,
Yeah.
right?
It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was. I had mud on me. I didn't think it would
I
work.
couldn't even see him. He's invisible. And they're like, I know, right? How did he do it?
I like also in Predators that he could see the heartbeat of Adrian Brody.
Yeah.
Even though he's a man with a heart of stone,
Uh-huh.
you can't hide it all the way.
How do you feel about the Predator infrared vision effect is getting better? Do you like it?
I
Some
like
people-
the basicness of it, of the original. I think it might be too detailed in the Predators.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, what do you think? Though I look at the original Predator and it just looks like nothing. How do you know where how do you not walk
Yeah,
into
right.
a tree?
But see, that's also that's part of what makes it feel like it's more of a challenge to him,
Right.
kind of thing. That he's like, this isn't the world he's used to looking through.
Yeah.
Like maybe he, because he can't really see properly without the mask. He can see that red cast vision kind of thing.
You can still see though, can't he?
Yeah, you can,
Doesn't
yeah.
he still see in when he takes it off? Hasn't he still got the infrared vision?
No, he's got. We can see it's like a red stain. If I remember correctly, it's like a red stain vision. Like he can. It
Right.
doesn't look like normal nighttime. I don't
Okay,
know.
fair enough.
But I always thought that was the challenge, that it's like it's not perfect. So, but in Predators and all this one, like they can see so much
And
detail.
you can see faces and
Yeah.
yeah,
And yeah, I don't know.
yeah. All right. Anyway, it's good. It's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
Everybody should check it out if you don't mind the fact we just spoiled it for you.
Absolutely.
If you haven't seen it already, I'm going to give it my finest rating this episode of good.
Me too. I'm going to give it good also.
Mm-hmm.
And we should come back and do Alien versus Predators at
Okay,
some
we
point.
will. Yeah, I should rewatch those.
Yeah, me too.
I have nothing but bad things to say about the first one, but maybe it's because I only saw it the once.
Opposite. I like the first one way better than the second
All right, well,
one. Okay. You know what it's time for then?
what's the time for?
What we
Oh,
reading?
what we're going to read, yeah, okay.
I'm doing the thing. What are we reading today?
What have you been reading?
I have finished Spider-Man on PlayStation 4.
You haven't.
I have.
Have you?
Yeah.
Huh.
I got an early copy.
Yeah.
I really wanted it. And,
Yes.
and then I just got an email out of blue on Monday or Tuesday, like, do you want a copy of this?
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, yeah, 100% yes.
Uh-huh.
And they said, don't talk about it. And so I can't.
All right then. Can you
It's-
give
I
us
didn't
any
get-
impressions?
Look, if you think you'll like it, you probably will.
Okay.
You, not me.
What if
I'm
I'm
not
no
saying.
good at, what if I'm no good at web swinging? Just generally.
I'd imagine you'd find it pretty forgiving. You would.
Okay.
I'm not saying I would. I would
right,
do
right,
that.
Okay, right. Great,
Yeah.
great.
But I think people are going to be happy with it.
Nice.
I'm saying I don't know that because
Right.
but I'm saying you.
I mean, you have played it.
I do know, but yeah.
Huh.
So
You're really in a bind here. You can't say much at all.
well, I think I'm doing a video on it on Tuesday.
Hypothetically, who would your favourite villain be? Who would my favourite villain
Well, I
be?
don't want to spoil anything, Mason.
Okay, right. Don't say
There's
anything.
a there's a yeah.
All right, no,
really,
it's all right.
yeah.
I mean, it's out isn't it out in like a couple of days anyway?
Friday. I
Okay.
can
Oh.
talk about it on Tuesday. But yeah,
That's exciting.
yeah, that's yep. Sorry.
Well,
That's-
thanks
I
for
feel like a
nothing.
real dick. After I posted that picture that I on Instagram
Yeah.
that Twitter that I got it, I'm like, that's a kind of a dick thing to be like, hey, look what I got early. But I was very
But that's
excited.
the point. That's why they give.
I guess that's-
why
yeah.
they give influencers
Oh, yeah.
certain stuff ahead of
I
time.
still feel
you know?
like an arsehole.
Yeah, that's the thing about the key to being a good influencer is to not feel like an asshole about all your asshole behavior. You know, and getting all free stuff like an asshole.
Like an arsehole.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's how that works.
Yeah. Well, it's not really good. It's not going to be free. I'm going to buy it because I want a physical copy.
Yeah, right.
So I'm not getting paid.
Why? What
But still.
happens? What happens to
Nothing.
this version?
I can keep it, but I want a physical copy.
Oh, just to
of
have-
it.
just to look at the
just to
manual.
have. I like physical discs. So,
Yeah, fair enough.
And it's
Okay.
good to support things that you like. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a PlayStation this week finally.
Yeah, so
for
we'll-
this game specifically.
probably
and some
talk about
other
it next
stuff.
week.
And probably Cyberpunk 2077 whenever that's coming
Yeah,
out.
that
I'm
looks
excited
great.
about that.
Looks super good.
Uh,
You're going to get the new Tomb Raider. It's out in a couple of weeks.
well, I played I played the reboot.
Yes.
And we just had this conversation. I should get
Yep.
Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yep, they're both
Because that's
good.
her first. isn't the premise of that it's her first proper tomb raid?
Yes.
It's not Lara surviving that island that nearly killed her. It's her just going like, I'm going to go back for some reason.
And the newest one is she's basically the Predator.
Oh, cool.
She's a horrible murderer, and they really lean into that.
Wait, what do you mean?
In the new one, she's just gutting people, and
why though?
because she's crazy.
Has she gone crazy? Is that the
I
premise?
think so. Yeah, maybe.
Is that in the trailer? Should I watch a trailer?
You should
for
watch
that?
the trailer. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but
All right.
I love the mechanics of those games, and I find the reboot way more interesting than the old one.
Okay, here's okay. Given that I have not had given that the PlayStation 4 has been out for several years,
Yes.
and I haven't got it yet. I'm asking you, and I'm also asking our listeners.
Sure.
What should I get?
Right.
So far I've gotten. I should get Arkham Knight, which I never played.
It's okay. I wouldn't say you need to rush out and get that.
I probably won't. Some of the Uncharted games.
Yep.
You said skip one.
Get the I like one, but you could skip it, and then
Okay, 2, 3, 4.
2, 3, 4. Yeah.
And what's that? Is there a spin-off?
There's a Vita
Lost Legacy
version.
or something?
Oh yeah, that's really good. I've got
Okay.
that. Yeah, that's really good. It's not as polished. There's some
Right.
glitches in it, but
Okay.
it's still great.
So Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Rise of the Tomb Raider, which is basically Uncharted. God of War's really great.
God of War, okay.
What have I
great.
got down there?
Yeah. See, the benefit of this is a lot of them are quite cheap now.
They really are. Yeah.
Is there? Does the PS4 have like an indie games library? Can I? Do
Yeah,
that?
oh yeah. Yeah,
Okay, right.
definitely.
I'd be keen to hear some indie game recommendations. Some little stuff that I can play would be good. See, now also I'm committing to buying this thing.
Yes.
Because if I'm like, guys, give me recommendations, and then like 3 months later, I'm like, actually, I didn't buy it.
You should. I mean, I think we should do a Spider-Man episode.
Okay, cool.
I think
Alright,
it's
I'll do
definitely
that.
worth talking about.
All right. I don't know how much time I have over the weekend. Oh wait, I have Friday off.
There you
So
go,
I'm
Mason.
gonna
That's plenty of time. You'll be able to finish the game, mate. You'll know what's going on by the end of it.
Yeah, cool.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to see what games. I'm just gonna have a look and see if there's anything else there that you
Please.
might like.
All right, I'll be here on my phone.
borrow the stuff, you know.
Nah, I don't want to. Because then I have to give it back. I have to drive all the way over here. You're miles away, mate.
Alright, I hope people can hear me, but Shadow of the Colossus, the remake.
He's saying you can just say normally, and I'll just say them. I'll yell them into the microphone.
Shadow of the Colossus.
Shadow of the Colossus. What about Dishonored? Is that a good game?
Yeah, people like it.
Okay, great.
The Last of Us remastered.
Uh huh.
People.
Is that gonna give me the feels? Because I don't particularly want the feels right now.
You get the feels.
Uh.
I mean, video game feels.
Oh, okay. They're not real feels. Okay.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Is that
people
good?
like.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it. There's Wolfenstein.
It's a lot of sandbox stuff, isn't it?
Yes.
Should I get the Doom reboot? Because I want to
Yeah.
get Doom Eternal.
And get Injustice. Get the new Injustice.
All right. God, there's a lot of games, isn't there?
Yeah.
These better all be $20.
Hopefully. Look, I would say don't get a bunch at once because you'll play
Yeah.
like 4 minutes
4 minutes of each one. Yeah, I'll
So
get
just-
Spider-Man. I'll
Yeah.
get Spider-Man and maybe... You know what? I'll just get Spider-Man.
Yeah, just get Spider-Man.
I'll get Spider-Man and whatever game comes free with the
Yeah,
the
it's
console.
about 20 hours of just straight gameplay
Okay, cool.
without side stuff.
Right, okay.
And that is what they've said. That's not
Oh,
me
yeah.
saying that.
Is there any of those stupid run through all the rings mini games?
No.
Good, because I hate them.
Oh, wait, there's 100 of them.
Oh, God damn it. Oh, well, that's the
No.
opposite of what I want.
There are some elements of it which I can't talk about, which I think could have been less of.
All right, okay.
But that could
Well,
be
tell me
anything.
afterwards.
Yeah, I'll tell you after. All right. What do we
Also,
got?
yeah, cool. Also, something that I didn't get. I watched a couple of episodes, but I didn't find. I finally got to it this week. I finished Toast of London, the Matt Berry
I've seen
TV
that.
show.
Yeah, it's great.
It gets sillier as it goes along,
Yes.
which I enjoy. Clearly, they went okay.
Yes, I can hear you, Clem Fandango. That's great.
It's good. Yeah.
Clem Fandango's in the new Star Trek.
Is he?
Yeah,
Who's he?
He's the guy the Klingon man.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, in Discovery.
Discovery.
Right,
yeah.
okay, there you go. So it's for anybody who hasn't seen it, it's a Matt Berry from many things, The It Crowd and Dark Place.
Yep.
He's the second boss he's the second much more over the top boss in The It
Yes.
Crowd.
Denham Renham? No, or is he
Denham Renham's the first guy.
Yeah.
That's Chris Morris. He's the second boss.
Derek? I can't remember.
Can't remember.
Yeah.
And he's in Dark Place. He's the very dramatic. Speaking of guys who mispronounce things for humor, that's his whole shtick. But he's a guy called he's an actor called Stephen Toast.
Yep.
Who is in what is apparently the worst play ever put to the stage. 'Cause
Douglas.
Douglas Renham. There we
Yeah.
go. It's constantly being picketed and protested. And he's just like he gets by on voiceover work, and he has an arch nemesis called Ray Purchase. It's a whole
Whole thing, yeah.
You wouldn't think it's enough to string. You wouldn't think it's enough to string a series on, but it
Yeah,
is. He's recently divorced and he's living with an active friend.
Yes.
And sometimes Peter Davison, one of the doctors, the
Yeah,
fifth
that's
doctor,
right,
is just
yeah.
there.
As himself?
As himself. Yeah. It's a weird version of himself.
Yeah.
One episode, everybody's got a knife for some reason. A lot of it makes no sense, but I enjoyed it a lot.
It's not for everyone.
No, it's definitely
but
not.
I think it's great.
I think if you watch a couple and you're like, this is not for me, you're probably
Probably
right.
not for you, yeah.
But boy, it's fun.
Boy, it's fun.
Yeah.
All right.
And we should do letters?
Yeah, let's do letters.
The classic one was
Letters, oh letters, we love you. Some letters, they're only a day away.
I know they're here right now. We're going to do letters. Nice.
Isn't it just?
Jazz hands.
Mason,
We've gone this whole episode without mentioning we're both wearing puffy vests.
do we have to bring that up?
No, but I think it's relevant.
I put this on when I first bought it,
'Cause
and then nearly had a panic attack because I look like every fucking dad.
Do you? Is
just
that what
wearing
you think?
But that's what in my area. Every dad
Really?
is wearing.
Because I think from a different perspective, you look like a guy who's just come back from a rave. Because you got a t-shirt and a puffy vest.
Yeah, well, I guess normally you wouldn't put
You're wearing headphones.
yeah, but you wouldn't.
You've got Ugg boots on.
Normally they have like a long sleeve tee. I think that's
Yeah, right,
for the dads in my area.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and
You want to show off those guns, though.
oh,
I understand.
absolutely I do. Well,
Yeah.
you know what I had? Speaking of dad things, at my son's daycare.
We really weren't. You're really shoehorning
Speaking
this
of
in,
dad
but all
things,
right.
Mason, they had a thing where you go with your son and they have a little afternoon tea. And so I met another bunch of
scones?
dads. Or no, it was very basic, a bit of
God
cake,
damn it.
whatever. Good old fun. But I met a bunch of other dads, and I'm like, I fucking hate this. And everybody here, and
But
they're all very nice. So
Do you-
I'm just a terribly awful person.
Terribly
Turns out.
cool guy.
No.
Do you think they were hating it, or do you think they were loving it?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to, because I can't pull someone aside and go, "Hey, just between you and me,
Do you hate this?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you do. I mean, otherwise it's... See, that's the thing. Like, otherwise it's going to be torture for you for the next decade at least.
Yeah.
So maybe you should be like... Maybe you should take that leap and be like, hey, listen, do you hate this?
And what's the worst? Well, the worst case scenario is I burn a bridge with a guy I don't know.
Exactly. But the
Yeah.
best case scenario is he's like, yeah, I do hate it. I reckon pick the likeliest target of someone who could potentially be hating it.
But you know what I really should do?
Yeah.
I should just appreciate the people who are doing nice things for their family and each other and just smile and go along with it.
No,
that's
sounds dumb.
that's what a normal, decent person would do.
Right.
Yeah. Or go on a podcast that hundreds of thousands of people listen to and complain.
Yeah.
Either way.
Complain about them by name.
But no, and the people that work there are great.
Yeah.
They're getting a very lovely gift basket, Mason,
Yeah.
with a lot of wine in it at the end of the year. Let me tell you that much.
hello.
Yeah, they're the best.
Wow.
Anyway, letters. It's time for letters. If you want to reach the show, #WeeklyPlanetPod on Twitter or weeklyplanetpod@gmail.com.
That's the
Mason,
one.
you got a bloody Gmail right there?
I get a letter. This is from Kevin from Ireland. Hi, gents. Do you think we'll ever see an expanded Bond universe?
Yes.
In theory, they could cast various 00 agents with people like Emily Blunt or Idris Elba, two of our options, without having to touch the Bond character, thereby giving these actors characters unique to them and eventually do team-up movies.
Well, they were going to do it with the Jinx character from Die Another
That's
Day.
true, they were. Halle Berry's
allegedly.
character. Yeah, that was a character. That was a backdoor pilot for Jinx,
Yes.
I guess.
Who has the rights to Bond again? I mean, the Broccoli family. But
Eon Productions.
But
I
who
think.
just... Is it Sony that distribute it?
Yeah, it is Sony.
Okay. Well,
It's
Sony are all
because
about shared
it's-
universes.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and Sony, I know this because for a really long time, whenever I went to the supermarket, if I was going to buy a spindle of CDRs,
Yeah.
the CDRs always had Casino Royale on top. If you bought
Right.
a spindle of CDRs, you got a free copy of Casino Royale.
Yes.
I think
it's a good
they
movie.
I don't think they will, but I think they should. Like, I think this is a universe that has more to tell in it.
Yes. I mean, the comics show that as well.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, because the comic books have Felix Leiter. The comic books are based on the books, so the characters are slightly different. But
Yeah.
there's a Miss Moneypenny spin-off.
Yes.
I think there's an M spin-off now, and there is Bond's CIA pal Felix Leiter has his own series as well.
The new one might not be Sony. It's
Oh.
in flux.
Okay.
Sorry, anyway, sorry,
Interesting.
keep going.
But I
Sorry.
would love to see, because in the movies we have Jeffrey Wright,
Yeah.
who's from Westworld and a lot of other great stuff, as Felix Leiter,
Hmm.
he's not the CIA equivalent of Bond, but he's like
He knows some bunch of stuff, man.
yeah, he's that guy. He's
Information.
He's an information guy, and he feels like he feels like a working man's, like if Bond is like the rock star,
Yeah.
like secret agent, Felix Leiter feels like the working man's secret agent.
He does the paperwork.
He does the paperwork and he sits in the van for a really
He
long
has
time.
to crunch numbers and
Exactly.
Yeah.
I would love to see a movie set in that universe where maybe he has to go out. Again, I think we've mentioned this before about maybe another franchise, but I would love to see that universe, which is all big explosions and doomsday weapons and cool gadgets.
Yeah.
But just like the smaller scale version of that.
You're thinking of Johnny English.
I think exactly. I want. Isn't there a third one coming out?
Yeah,
soon?
we got
Yeah.
an invite to a Melbourne.
Did we?
Yeah.
Maybe Rowan Atkinson will be there.
They never are.
No.
One time, Alan Tudyk was there.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
But it was for a different movie.
It was a different movie.
But that looks terrible. That Johnny English 3 looks
Yeah, well, I'm
so
all right.
atrocious.
Anyway, I'll see you there. But I would like to. Am I wrong in thinking that would be good, just to see a small? Or are people only on board with the Bond movies because there's sexy ladies and explosions and whatever?
I think you'd have to handle it. There'd be a way to do it so it would make money. But no, I think that could be good. I think it's more interesting than say the Bourne spin-off universe.
Yeah, right. Uh-huh.
Where it's just analysts going, "Where is he? Where is he?
He's behind that bus." Wait, he's gone again.
Yeah, I think also because whoever distribute it, it's the Broccoli family that get the final say in what happens.
Yes.
So, and they keep a pretty tight leash on what's made. You know, so I think...
Interesting, considering what's been made.
What's been made. But so I think, though they should do it, I agree. I'm not sure whether we're going to get it anytime soon.
No.
Yeah.
Because I think it's not a case of like, you know, if we see a Marvel movie, people go, oh, what about that Easter egg? Maybe that character's going to appear. And then there's I don't think people are like, whoa, how about that Felix Leiter? What's he get up to? But I think they should. I think that'd be
I
a
agree.
good solid, I don't know. And I would like to, again, I'd like to see this big glamorous world, but what happens underneath?
Yeah.
Who's making those wheels turn, you know?
Good question.
Who's delivering the Aston Martin to Bond? Because it's just there. Like,
Yeah.
they're like, hey, we've got a delivery for you. How do you get there? You know?
There's a guy.
Yeah, there's a guy.
guy
What's
did
that
it.
guy's deal? I guess he's a delivery guy.
It's his
Maybe
job.
he works for Aston Martin.
Nah.
Did you know there's a guy, I think his name's Julian, he listens to the show. He designed the new Aston Martin.
Did he really?
He works for Aston Martin, he listens to the podcast. Maybe he doesn't currently.
How do we get one?
Yeah, right?
Do we
One
get him
to
to
share.
bring this one? No, one each.
Yeah, okay, right. One each?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
I don't know. But he listens to the show. I believe it's Julian. So hi,
wow.
Julian, if you're listening.
Hello.
He had some design input on the one of the last Transformers movie.
Really?
Because there was a because there's an Aston Martin in that movie, but you never see it transform.
Is that the one that Anthony Hopkins jumps out of and then jumps in a different one?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
We
I
never
don't
see it
remember
transform.
what's
But there's
what,
like there was apparently like a prototype
Yeah.
Cogsman or whatever that transforms in the Aston Martin, and then they were like, actually last minute he's not going to transform, and they were all gutted. So,
Yeah, well, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
'Cause that's all you want to see.
Yeah, I know.
Things transform into other things.
Yes.
Here's a question, Masons, from
I'm
John
ready.
O'Sullivan on Twitter. Why The Last Man is such a great comic, but I've always had mixed feelings about getting a TV film adaptation because it could be awful. They've recently started filming. Have you read it? Are you excited? I did recently start reading it.
Yeah.
I think it could be very interesting. I am excited.
I am excited. Here's the thing: I never finished it.
Me neither.
I was reading it as it was happening, and for whatever I can't remember the reason, but maybe some new other shiny thing appeared. And
Sometimes
I
you
stopped.
catch up.
Yeah.
And then you stop.
Yeah, right.
And then you're like, I'll wait for a few. And then it goes
Yeah.
forever.
And then there's delays or something.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, Imogen.
It's done though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is done. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So for anybody who doesn't know, the premise is that all the men in the world die except for one guy, Yorick, and his pet monkey, Ampersand.
Yes.
And the premise is like, why did all the men die? What's going on? Why is he still alive? How is he going to navigate this world?
Why the
And
last man?
Why the last? Oh, it's a question as well.
Question as well.
Why the last man?
Why the last man?
Why the last man? And it sort of turns it on its head, the kind of the trope of like, oh man, if I was the only man left on Earth,
Yeah.
whoa, kind of thing. It's like, it's not about you anymore, mate.
And it's a horrible thing to be.
Yeah, right? Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. So yes, I am excited for it. And also, if it's bad, they'll just reboot it as a TV series,
Yeah, for sure.
and which might be better.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I think that I like the cast from memory from who's in it, because they were going to do it with, for years it was Shia LaBeouf, and I'm like, I don't.
Yeah, right. Uh-huh.
But now, yeah, Maybe.
Cool, man. Yeah.
Anything can be good.
Yeah.
I got one more tweet here from Ben Jennings. For my birthday today, I ask this: would the snap have killed half of the population of the planets that Thanos has already visited? If so, that would mean a quarter of the population would remain alive. #Weekly Planet Pod. What do you think?
I think the answer's no.
You think he can?
I think
have that thought.
I think because it's not a snap and it kills half the people in the universe. I think because it's magic or whatever. Like the snap factors in everything he's thinking.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Like because it's a huge cosmic thing that is based on his desire and his want to do it.
Yes.
I think the fact that he's like, I want half the population on every planet to survive and half to die, then that's what happens. So if he's already gone to a planet and he's done that, nothing happens.
There you go. Fair enough.
Definitive answer.
I think that is also the definitive answer.
Yeah.
And that's why this has been Weekly Planet Podcast, episode 250. Thanks for listening.
Wow, congratulations to us. We did it.
It's good to be doing this. We talked about it. We're like, should we do anything special for the... We are going to do a superhero showdown. People have been asking
that's
for it.
right.
And we will. It's just that we had to do a Predators episode before Predator. We're going to have to do Spider-Man before Spider-Man. Or after Spider-Man. And then we've got Predator the following week. And I think after that, then hopefully we can do one.
Nice.
But yeah, we're definitely overdue for one.
So we'll have to come up with a premise. We need a fresh premise for verses.
A premise.
A premise. If anybody's got a premise out there, see your doctor. Could be infected. But if you've got a premise for what we could do the superhero showdown about, that'd be great because we've done a whole bunch of options.
Yep.
We've done heroes versus heroes, heroes versus villains, villains versus villains. We've done
what if scenarios.
We've done ultimatums.
I think we should do more ultimatums.
I like ultimatums as well. So
I'm sure we've had this conversation.
So just listen back to one of the previous episodes.
Where we went, we'll do one soon. So, but we will. We'll do one
Nice.
soon.
I love it.
All right, Mason, do the end of the show.
Oh my God, thank you to everybody for listening. Imagine if you'd listened to 250 episodes of this. Some people have.
I know I have.
Yeah. Have you?
Yeah, I edit these.
Even the ones you weren't on?
Yeah, because I think I edit those as well.
Do you? All right, cool.
Do I? Or no, I have listened to them anyway. Because I like to know what you're up to.
Yeah, what if I was like, guys, Sunday movies, what a dog of a bloke. Hey guys, after this, everybody keep listening to the podcast, but listen ironically to James and laugh at him.
I do think that sometimes. I'm like, are people just humouring me? Yeah. Because it's weird that this would be anything.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild. Anyway, thanks everybody for listening. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for telling people about it. That's how we've gotten to 250 episodes, because if people weren't listening, we would have quit a long time ago.
Yeah.
Or would we have? We'd still have the conversation.
Yeah, I don't think...
We just wouldn't... What we'd do is we'd still have the conversations and we'd still play the terrible video games.
And we'd still get sponsorship.
Yeah, exactly, but we wouldn't record it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's probably... Yeah, well, that's what we did before this, so yeah, you're probably right.
We'd just open the window and we'd scream... Movement watches.
Get $50 off. Yeah.
Yeah, we did that. Thank you for everybody listening, because it's been a bloody wild ride so far, and there's no sign of stopping.
No, I guess not.
Unless I walk out of here and get hit by a bus. But in saying that, that's prevented me from being hit by a bus, right?
No.
Oh, come on.
That's not anything.
Come on. I gotta unjinx myself.
I think if anything, you will get hit by a bus.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
How ironic.
Yeah.
Oh. If you'd like to contact us, you can go to weeklyplanetpod at Gmail or Facebook or Bandcamp. Twitter also.
Yep, Twitter, yep.
You can also go to planetbroadcasting.com.
Yep.
Where you can sign up to our newsletter. We get that. We just got that last night. It's a bloody treat.
delight. Raw Collins is killing it. He's doing lots of great stuff.
We have a new podcast. Speaking of the newsletter, if you read it, we got a new podcast on the network called The Millennial Divide.
That's right, exactly. It's three friends of... Actually, I only know two of them. But there's three sisters. Alan, who's a good friend of mine, her sister Dimity, and her other sister, whose name I can't remember, who I've never met.
Wow.
Holy shit, that's really bad. But basically they talk about... Because they are in... there's a 10-year gap between them, but they're all millennials, and they kind of talk about how... on one end of things is very different than the other, even though you're technically in the same bracket.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I think it's really interesting.
One of them probably remembers life before the internet.
Yep.
The other one, Snapchat.
Some
Just
loser.
It's all some loser that's always Snapchatting all the time.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've listened to it. It's a good show.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, planetbroadcasting.com newsletter.
Yep.
Let's see. We've got a Planet Broadcasting Great Mates Facebook group. We have more than 10,000 members right now.
That's right.
It's still somehow very civil.
Yeah.
Pretty incredible. If you'd like to support the show, you can go to Patreon.com/Mr. Sunday Movies if you want to chuck in a buck.
You want to chuck us a buck?
Just need to chuck a buck.
We'll take it.
You want to chuck a buck? We'll take a buck.
We'll take a buck.
Take a buck. Whatever you wouldn't miss.
We'll take $100.
Yeah, if you're some bloody rich britches,
Yes.
who wouldn't notice if $100 fell out of their pockets, out of their velvet breeches, then we'll take $100. But if
Also-
you've only got $1, we'll take $1.
And you shouldn't keep loose notes in a very slippery velvet pocket.
That's
'Cause
true,
You're just
yeah.
going to be losing notes.
Yeah.
That's a piece of advice from
There
me to you.
Yeah. All your velvet breech boys out there. Let's see. Oh, you can go to the Amazon affiliate link in our episode description. You can just click on that. You go through. If you want to buy all the Predator movies in some sort of Predator head-shaped box set,
Yeah.
or an Arnold Schwarzenegger head-shaped box set,
Yeah.
or a Jesse Ventura head-shaped box set.
Yeah.
You can do that,
That
and
guy's
we get a
bald.
kickback somehow.
He wears a hat.
He's-
but
yeah.
It looks like he's not going to be bald. In
Does
that
he?
Predator.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He does. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Let's say you can do that.
Yep.
Thank you to the Brute and the Basilisk and Rackham for our musical themes. We have t-shirts on TeePublic.
Yes.
I saw somebody on Twitter earlier this week with an I'm Fine t-shirt.
Oh, I loved it.
Looking very tired, holding a baby.
A new
Incredible.
family. Yeah.
In tired person grey.
Yeah.
My
that's
new favourite colour for that shirt.
That's my favorite color. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What else do we talk about here? That's about it, right?
That's it. Yeah.
Nice.
If you want to play Spider-Man, do so. But it's not just going to be about Spider-Man next week.
There'll be other things. Yeah.
Whatever the news
we'll
is
have a
of the week.
We'll have a non-spoiler segment.
You best believe it.
Yeah, it'll be as illuminating as your thoughts about it earlier.
Agreed. All right. Have a fun time.
Grab that gem, you guys. We will see you next week.
A goodbye. This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates. I mean, if you want. It's up to you.